Hello, men. Hello, Mgtows. It's Saturday afternoon. It's a beautiful day here on the north coast of America, and it was getting a little bit boring, so I decided to do a podcast. Waiting for my sound check. Sounds okay. It sounds a little bit light, but I'll try to adjust that. It's Joe, serious. hello, guys. Hello, Shingles. Hello, Johnny Midnight. I sent you both I sent you both a invitation. I don't know if they're working. Let me know if the invitation got to you. Let me know if it works. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to copy and paste from the blah 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 wherever it's at and do it that way. Hello, SFM. Do you want to come in, or you want to stay out, or you want to just hang around today? I know you weren't in the mood, so I figured I'll just do one. What's going on in Mgtow? We had a lot of ideas out there today, but one of the ideas that always bother me, that always, where have all the good men gone? Where have all the good men gone? Where have all those cowboys gone? Why can't you find a cowboy anymore? Well, there's a lot of empty chairs out there anymore. When we talk about empty chairs, we talk about the chairs that men are no longer filling in life. Empty chairs is a I don't know. It's an ideology, I suppose. It's mainly a Mgtow ideology where we're no longer filling those chairs. We're no longer sitting on the bus. We're no longer going to work for the women. We're no longer doing all those things. When she looks over at that dinner table, there'll be an empty chair across the. That's all she'll see. Uh, and that's empty chair theory. And Mgtow, what it simply means is we're opting out because for our safety, we're fucking opting out. So how do we opt out in Mgtow? We opt out in a few different ways. We just don't do the dating scene. We don't pay for burger. We don't pay for two burgers when you only need one. Uh, you don't pay for extra things around your house when you don't need. There ain't a sandwich that's good enough in the world to make me take a woman into these walls here. Empty chair theory. I just made that up. Because I couldn't find it on the internet. So I just made it up. And yes, that's Joeism, I suppose. And today I'm still drinking. I bought a 12 pack of Leinenkugels, summer shanty. And I forgot how much I hate this stuff in the winter and love it in the summer. I was out hoeing the garden, pulling some weeds this morning, and doing all the things that I need to do. And around the house, getting my son. I took some T-bones out, so on Sunday tomorrow we can have a little barbecue and do our thing. And whatever happens. It's cool. My son's coming home later, but today on Mgtow we're going to talk about empty chair theory. Empty chair theory is when the woman looks across and there's nothing but an empty chair across there. Have like Mexican Mgtow says, candlelight dinners by yourself, bitch. There'll be there's nothing. We're giving nothing anymore. We're removing ourselves from, and it can be felt and it can be witnessed. It can't be seen in the divorce rates. You hear it all the time. Where have all the good men go? I need a new cowboy. I can get 20. I can get 20 PUAs that just want to hit it and quit it. And that's what they're saying. They can get 20 PUAs that want to hit it and quit it. They're going to ride the cocktail carousel. But on those nights, those lonely nights, and when they hit the wall, there's going to be an empty chair across there. And what provoked this? What made this happen? Mgtow's a reaction. Mgtow's a reaction to a bunch of hypergamous whores and bad policies and marriage trap and all the things like that. It doesn't have to be explained too much, and it doesn't have to be explained in a deep scientific sense. But now that we're here, after we get the level 1 Mgtow, we say, oh, yep, there's nothing else to do but Mgtow anymore. Like I said, I'm not buying 2 hamburgers when I only need 1. That's a little quote by Law. And how is everybody today? Hello, Derek Lee. Hello, John Kramer. Hello, Dan Free Mgtow. And hello, Shingles. Hello, Jeff Burns. Hello, everybody. Hello, Timothy Blades. Hello, blah, blah, blah. John Kramer. I'm sure John Kramer. Yep, there's John Kramer in there. And hello, everybody in Mgtow. Hopefully, we can get a little bit of a crowd going here. Paul Wilson is gone from YouTube. I don't know. Paul was on. He was on Mexican Mgtow's podcast this morning. I was surprised to see him sober, and I was surprised to see him there and talking sanely. And that's always good to have him talking sanely. Holy Blade Leonard. Hello, Holy Blade Leonard. How's your day? Liquor and whores. Is that how your day's going, Johnny? Liquor and whores? That's quite an interesting day. I used to have a lot of those kind of days, but we've taken ourselves off the market is what we did. We've taken that. A lot of men are doing that. A lot of men are practicing hit it and quit it. A lot of men are just practicing walking away. A lot of men are starting to see the logic of Mgtow, and a lot of women are starting to freak out there. Some of them are embracing it. Some of them just want to steal sperm now, and that's what that's going to start happening. And is more and more sperm banks and more simp banks and more. Let the simps have all of that. We say let the simps have it all. They wanted to let the egalitarian simps. They wanted it. Let them have it all. Let me send. Someone. Oh, he came up right. Oh, there you go. See that sometimes this thing works. Johnny and Shingles, did you actually get an invite there? It should be in your bell. Let me know if you have a problem with that, if you wanted to come in or not. It looks like it's not going through. I thought further. Okay, let me do the copy and paste thing here and send it to you that way. Then we can have a chat and on this Saturday afternoon. Okay, copy and paste. It gives me some press C. You ever use that press C thing for copy and paste? I've never actually done that. Press C and whatever. So I figured I'll try to get a Mcast going here and get the 2 mix in here. So we can have a Mcast. And how are you today, Timothy Blades? How's yeah, let me know if that works, that link. I don't think the other link came through. So we'll do it that way. We'll do it any way we can, I suppose. Been trying to figure this thing out the last couple of days. Hello, Johnny.
Hey, how's it going?
Did that other one come through, that other link?
I went through the
Hangouts?
Google Hangout, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering if that other one link came through. I was like, maybe that didn't. It's not working right. Nothing on this channel works right. I'm drinking your beer and from your neighborhood this week.
What's that?
Lining Googles.
Oh yeah, we have that. We have New Glarus in Wisconsin. That's good.
Yeah, Lining Googles is good, but I only like it in the summer after I mow the grass.
Yeah, for sure. So is Shingles coming in?
I sent him the invite. He says, if you want me in there, buddy, let's rip it up.
Well, he's got a lot to say today.
You know? Oh yeah. He was a little upset there earlier about life and people in general. People piss us off most of the time. We walk around and then we realize that, man, half the people out there are just crazy and retarded, and there's a lot going on in every city neighborhood, isn't there? A lot going on.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Hello, Shingles.
Hey,
What up,
there
guys?
you
How you
are.
getting on?
Hey, you having a crack?
What's up? What's up? Kind of a to talk to, huh? How's the boys?
How's the boys?
Jesus, long time no see. How are you?
Red clovers, yellow moons, fucking brown bottles of Guinness.
Brown bottle
Guinness,
Guinness.
yeah, Guinness and toast, like Jefferson.
Shingles, let me ask you a burning question. Are they
What up,
always trying to get? Are they always trying to get your Lucky Charms? Do you guys actually even have Lucky Charms in Ireland?
Absolutely, yeah. I got one.
Okay. Okay.
I got one on my left and one on my right.
They're fucking huge.
Yeah, they're monstrosities.
They're monstrosities. They used to have them when I was growing up, little charm bracelets. You bought the girls, and they had the little charms on them, and we called them the Lucky Charms before Lucky Charms ruined that.
And what they used to do is like daisy chains. I'm sure that's probably like a universal thing where all the boys you used to make the girls like daisy chains, and then some bigger guy used to just like come along and just ruin them all. So yeah, get out of here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how's my sound? Is my sound okay? I was trying to do a
You
sound.
sound great.
Okay.
Sound
Good, man.
Yeah, okay. I worried about that. I downloaded the new drivers the other day, and I've just been worried about when it's going to give me that message. Like, this is like something busted.
Doc Cyborg goes, they're always after me Lucky Charms.
Always after me, Lucky Charms. Yeah, so that kind of runs into the topic today about empty chair when they look over and go, where have all the good men gone?
Well, you know what, Trav? Empty chair is a treatment modality in counseling.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, and I was actually trained to do it, but I had to have clinical supervision. What you would do in empty chair treatment modality was have your client speak to an empty chair, somebody whom they had like maybe a resentment with.
Right.
And you had to get that person into that zone where they could actually believe the person was in that empty chair. Now, that was tough. It was tough to establish, but once you did, the client would start going completely bonkers. You know, like, Dad, you motherfucker, you beat me. You know.
Yeah.
You know,
okay,
and then the thing is that we would have the clinical supervisor bring that person back to reality. So what you had to do is get them outside of prime material reality into their a headspace, a mindset that was therapeutic, and then the supervisor would be like, okay, we're done. Let's bring it back.
Yeah, there's a lot of work after that. You got to bring everything back to kind of normality, and use a few different theories and practices to do that. But empty chair is probably what we're seeing with women now. They're yelling at an empty chair.
Well, you're right. Maybe on like a social, societal wide scale, they might be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, keep yelling at it. We're listening. Yeah, right. We are. We're playing video games, drinking beer, and going out with our buds, and we don't give a fuck.
And like, okay, here's an example of that. Perfect fucking example. There's going to be a music festival in Sweden that allows no men. No men are allowed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Can't
you
wait to
did,
see ticket sales.
Yeah. It's in the hopes of stopping rape and sexual assault. But I think what it is a backdoor to infiltrate more feminism into Swedish society. To get the male populace to say, yeah, that's okay. you know, women can have their own concerts and we can't.
They just want more butch for their book, you know.
Right.
Yeah. We were talking about that one day about the lesbian thing and the butchness thing, and what they're doing really is they're just emulating the male character and everything, and it's still like saying, yes, I still need men around, but I want it to be in a female package.
It's pretty disturbing.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, women want to emulate their notion of what men are, okay? And notions don't necessarily match reality. You know, you gotta be a man.
I love that joke in Ford Fairline when he goes into the bar, he goes into the lesbian bar, and he goes, "Hey, look, this is really a butch bar. Look at that pool table. It doesn't have no balls."
Oh shit! Stayed free once in.
Stay free once in. Okay, I'll send him a.
Yep.
I sent him it in the bell, but I didn't. For some reason, it didn't come through the bell. I guess
he was reading something.
He was reading. Yeah, he said he was reading something. I wonder what he was reading.
His grocery list.
His grocery list.
his laundry list as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Link. Oops. I gotta do this right. Hit enter, then do link. Okay, link. Okay, separate those two.
I'm sure if we dig deep enough with SFM, there's probably a bit of Irish somewhere in the heritage. So yeah, we'll let him on.
Oh yeah, he's Irish as a motherfucker.
Well,
but yeah, they're doing the same thing over here at JM. They're doing like car insurance for women only.
Car insurance for women only. That really bothers me because every time I've ever seen an accident in my life, it was like some woman doing something stupid, like she had a piece of plywood on her car and it fell off, and then the three people in back of her got into an accident and she just drove away.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, it's baffling. I suppose really the idea there is the fact that because they know that there's going to be like more claims on average, like basically like women's insurance is just much more expensive. They're going to try and like flatline the prices to reduce the overall cost or something. There's probably some little service.
Yeah, subsidizing the female cost of insurance and everything. And it's more gynocentrism. But you know, there is a story about that this week that popped up with the Vanessa Williams.
Well, I'm not familiar.
The tennis player, she got into an accident there, and
Venus Williams, yeah.
Williams, yeah, she got into an accident there in Florida, and now they're saying that she didn't do it. I was thinking, yeah. The star pussy pass.
Right.
I read how it happened, and it doesn't make no sense how the police say it. It started out like she ran the red light, and then now they're saying that a oncoming, well, in our country, the car you'll get your right light, and then the left turn will get their light, the turn signal.
Yeah.
And then the oncoming traffic on the north side. So if that's east and west, it'll be their light. Then the west, then the left turn traffic will get a short light in between that, and then the oncoming traffic from the other way is stopped. Now, what they said had happened was she was coming in, and a car turned left, and then she stopped in the middle to avoid it. And then I'm thinking, man, there is no light in the world that I've ever seen that even if you did stop in the middle to avoid it, there was time enough to be out of the intersection by the time the other cars came.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You talking about that one where they basically, like, straight up, my thing is, so how many people like just went and white knighted for this bitch? Like, no. So she can't give an explanation, but we can. Footage? Yeah. No, we're not going to show you the footage, but we saw it. So
that's what I was thinking. Where's this footage? I want to see this footage at now because I want to see.
Normally, there's been multiple other cases where it's just like a regular motherfucker. Like they'll show that they have that footage right there with the article.
Oh, did you see that district attorney too? Does he have simp all over his face?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Like, literally, I just saw my younger brother, and he's got the same crazy bitch in the fucking car, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, motherfucker. Like, yeah, a lot of times it just like I was going to one of my moods, and the best way for me to ever get out of them is like I'll just go ahead and if either like I'll find something I'll find something to sort of steer me to it. And I randomly started reading some shit. Why? I don't know. Because I get into this little weird ass mode where it's like, all right, I need to lay out everything. I need to look at all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that too.
And I just wanted to keep reading and reading and reading. And like I messaged SL, but he ain't around. He probably busy doing shit. And it's like, the eggheads can go to hell because it's the most funniest thing. I'm not gonna get into it, whatever. But as far as it goes, with the whole shit, like literally they just did. What do you think? Like, oh, that's a valuable bitch. Well, why is she valuable? She don't have any kids. Well, she's valuable because of status and money. What? That's not why women are valuable.
No.
What the fuck is going on? That doesn't make any sense.
Her only value is she makes babies. And
that's it. This bitch ain't made no goddamn babies. Oh, yeah. She made money though. She makes money. Well, technically, there's actually a huge amount of male tennis players who make more than her, and they generate more than her too.
Oh yeah.
So in reality, you're just saying that she is just pushing an agenda, and you want to keep that going. She's basically one of those type of anecdotal examples. Oh yeah, you have to keep. It's a living anecdotal example that you have to keep alive. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the movie, which was one of the movies where the guy was in love with Venus Williams.
That was a movie. What? That bitch is ugly as hell. Ain't nobody said.
No, that's what I was thinking. Or Serena. It was either Serena or Venus, and is that her name, Venus?
Yeah,
yeah. And
you don't want to know what her full name is, because actually, when I was looking up that article, I had to see her full name. I'm like, what?
Venus
Jupiter. Ebony Snar.
Venus Ebony Star.
I'm not bullshitting.
Was it Venus Ebony Star?
Yep. Every Star Williams. Yep. I'm not even making that shit up. Dead ass.
Oh my god.
It's like, avoid all women at all costs, but in particular, avoid a woman with like a double barrel name. That's just bad news, man.
Well, my name's Johnny Jupiter Mercury Pluto Midnight.
Very good.
Whoa. We got something to talk about today. Oh, Shingles, you're on fucking point. It's Fight Club, bro. You got laid. You got fucking laid.
Yeah.
Let's have it out. Let's do this shit. I'm ready.
All right.
I mean, I was looking at thing before, but I'm ready right now. Let's go.
I was waiting for staying free.
Yeah, well, I can certainly discuss that, but not right now. I'm in my parents' house, and they're within earshot.
All right.
I get you.
But like,
cool.
I don't mind. I mean, look,
let me go into something else. Mgtow, there's a lot of shit going on when a fucking TFLer makes a goddamn video about how Mgtow will die, and he's actually making accurate points. That's an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that's a problem.
You know what I'm talking about. Bill Greathouse. Bill Greathouse was actually making some accurate points.
And he literally was no bullshit. He was dead on. With some of it. Actually, there's a certain point where he did the Hoka, so, whatever. Yeah, he did the Hoka eventually, but at the same time, he was strong, though. He wasn't even bullshitting, and he was pointing towards a Karen Strawn video. I know a lot of niggas just got bashful and felt that little sense of, wait, is he talking about me? Yeah. I wonder why. Because he didn't just say Mgtow, he said MRA 2. So I've been talking about for a long time now.
Yeah. I like Belgrave House. He's he knows what he is. He knows what he doesn't pretend that things are different for him. There's no delusion there, and he just kind of says it the way it is. And I think he's like the TFL that everybody else hates in the TFL insult group.
My thing is, as far as TFL goes, number one, I'll tell you like this: mentally, it's a delusion for those guys in the first place. In reality, they're just the dudes who are mad because there's certain women they want they can't get to. Well, when you look at the hierarchy of mating and all that type of shit, well, yeah. You're going to be in one spot or another. That's going to happen. You don't get to just always be at the top. That's not a thing. Now, when it comes down to the whole thing of, they're saying that they can't get laid at all. Well, that's actually a lie. That's 100% a lie.
Yeah, it's just how
like I said before,
what they will take.
In their minds, they think that they need to have the top bitch.
Yeah.
Well, you need to let that go. Because if you're not built to compete, fucking well. You're just not.
we can't all get to bang Barbie, you know, and I think that
I need to steer this very carefully because if I don't do it, it's going to sound like a PUA discussion.
Sure. No, I understand exactly what you're saying, but like Bill Greathouse did make some good points in his last transmission about talking about the pump and dump Mgtows, and he explicitly mentioned Mgtow one-on-one. Oi, I'm from Australia, and I'm going to pump and dump all the women on one.
He literally is PUA one-on-one. That's what
he is. PUA one. and that bitch blocked me too. I was like, good.
Motherfucker, last night I got blocked by Mgtow Knowledge Darius.
Oh, really?
Oh, you got blocked by Darius?
Yep.
Oh man.
I was sitting there because I couldn't see. Like, remember when you were looking at it yourself, you can't see it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They were like, "Oh shit, we can't see what you're typing anymore." I'm like, "Well, I just typed this shit though." They could see me typing. They could see what I was posting. And yeah, he blocked the shit out of me.
Well, let's see. I've been blocked by Mgtow 101. I've been blocked by Angry fucking Simptow. I got blocked by Vard Vickernese.
Remember that day where literally like everywhere I went, I got blocked?
You got blocked a lot. We were just kind of trolling the Simpcasts, and we got blocked everywhere.
I didn't even have to say much. They was just like, "You're gone." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
He goes, "Hi guys," and then it's like blocked.
Like, no, we don't know anything of what you talk about, but we just know you need to be blocked. That's it.
But that's the funny thing, though. It's like Bill Greathouse was trying. He didn't mention Mgtow Monks in the broadcast, but that's the thing that I think he was trying to point at in a side reel manner. You see. And
I get a lot of people. They do. The word is not here for me in my mind right now, but there's a word for it. What they're actually doing, and I think it's sort of like gisting or gesturing towards something.
Right.
It's like swinging at something but never hitting it.
Yeah, losing at pinata, and it's like that's exactly what Bill was trying to do. And I wish he would have said like, well, you know, there are the Mgtow monks. They're the last bastion of Mgtow. And I do kind of agree with them. I think that Mgtow isn't dead, but
the hijack is real. I've been pointing out a lot of times. HA has lost his fucking mind because I've been keep pointing it out. He doesn't like it. And I'm pointing out, like, literally, you realize, because it took me, at first I'm like, whatever, cool, whatever. Then after a while, I start realizing, like, wait a minute, you're talking about doing what basically the fucking MRAs did.
Well, I think HA, honestly.
No, let's not focus on that bag of crazy over there, but let's focus on exactly what the intent is.
All right.
And the thing is, so it's like, oh, Mgtow should support Wigtow. No, we shouldn't. Motherfuckers don't get it. All right. So in a sense, a lot of those guys are saying we want women to be independent. Well, that's not possible. You're literally trying to bend nature. You can't do that. It's been proven.
We want them to do that, but we're not going to support them.
My thing is, when it comes down to it,
because that just turns into traditionalism when you do that.
Yes, it does. It turns into, all right, so, but well, if they're naturally dependent, that means we have to support them from a distance.
Yeah, just let them do what they want to do. I don't complain about it.
Somehow we end up having to have a stake in everything.
Right, we have to have a stake in that, so we're going to have to support it. When they're saying support, what does support mean?
Financial. We already know what it goes down to. Financial, intellectual, all that shit.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's literally, you're saying, yeah, well, we'll just put them up. Motherfucker, you're recreating the welfare state.
Yeah, so what Wigtow would originally be about is independence, responsibility, and accountability. And don't spread your legs and have that baby if you can't support it. And they'll go, well, we need support then. That's anti-everything what they're saying. That's contrarianism shit. That's MRA.
They're milk-appling the fuck out of us.
They're milk-appling the fuck out of that. Yeah, that's so contrarian that, and I've had it up to my eyebrows in contrarian these last few weeks. I just cannot fucking take it.
Sure, of course.
They spin everything, and it's the hamster wheel on steroids.
My thing is, earlier, I would have had a lot of harsher words, but you know, I don't know, just seeing my younger brothers and seeing them still alive and all that, that's cool. But yeah, I'm sick of this shit. How long do I really have to keep going on? And seeing motherfuckers that they have no argument, nothing that they're milk appling the fuck out of shit. And here's the thing: they keep saying shit to act like they're saying something. And anyone who doesn't get that, well, you can go ahead and kiss my ass. They're saying shit to act like they're saying something. They're not saying anything. They're not even paying attention to the meaning or the conveyance at all. They're just doing shit.
Yeah,
I get really concerned about people because I've run into, as I'm sure we all have here. You know, we've all run into, you know, various like people in our lives where you've just seen it, and it's fairly blatantly obvious when you come across these sort of characters that like there's something sort of off about them, and I mean, it's almost like they're looking at you, but they're looking through you. It really is very bizarre, and it's not particularly. They're not very often. They're not particularly common, shall we say? But I remember going to school with a few of these people, and I was like, wow, they're almost like they're inhuman. It's a very strange thing, and I suppose it would make sense, I suppose, partially anyway, that they would latch onto something like it, you know, like Mgtow, like, you know, an online community. It kind of makes it makes some sense, but they're very dangerous people to have around, as far as I'm concerned. Because all they bring is just, they don't bring any solutions, they don't bring any contributions, they just bring anarchy, really.
Why would they here's the thing, literally, why would they have to? Why do they have to? Think about it. What incentive is there for them to do anything of actual value, anything? They don't need to.
Well,
you said the word latch on.
Yeah.
Think about what that means. In a sense, they're latching on, riding coattails. They don't actually have to do shit. They just run with somebody else's shit.
Absolutely, they're not adding to like the sum total of like the you know, the knowledge.
You have to really pay attention to how many people actually want to fucking add, and how many people just want to go along.
Yeah, it's just they're including themselves, and then all of a sudden it's a tap on the resources. It's a tap on and they become the subject.
Yeah, they're a net drain.
Yeah, it's a drain. It's parasitical in its nature, and we always have.
The fucked up part is the moment you try to go ahead and remove that, see, then you're the issue, because a lot of people don't understand the high amount of numbers that is of that mentality being spread so much.
But then again, in some respects, in relation to them being a drain, you know, and like if you take a look at the Pareto distribution that Jordan Peterson made me aware that it actually existed. If you have like a company of like 9 people, I think he said like 3 of them do half of the actual output. So if you think about it, if you've got like say like 30 guys here, what like a third of them are going to do like half of the actual output.
Nature is naturally exploitative.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Yeah,
and I think women actually. Well, women will actually take that exploitative nature and roll with it. You know,
it's
you can
automatically on them. Dependent technically means exploitive. That's why I went through the whole conversation with HD about the whole thing about fucking love. That term that I'm getting sick of hearing.
Yeah, it's aggressive mimicry in reality. It's a form of aggressive mimicry.
So in reality, when it comes down to the moment you say dependent, that means basically that there will be some sort of exploitation in a sense. That means you will give more than you get back, no matter what. And people will use the word love, and it's not love. Love is a bullshit word. Doesn't need to be used anymore. It's garbage. I know I can't destroy it. Whatever the fuck is going to keep being spread around anyways. Because the magical thinking that comes with it, yeah, it's going to keep happening. But in reality, you have to understand exactly what's really going on. It basically is for the benefit of the species. It's not about fucking love. Love's not a real thing.
No. Right. Okay. Great point. Shingles. We're going to put you on point here. Sorry, man. But without having to say anything that would disrupt your home, did you love her? Did you love her?
Oh God, you must be joking.
Okay.
You must be fucking joking.
Chemically dependent.
Christ Almighty! No, it was a point object. It was a what would you call it? It was like there was an abstract. There was a brief introduction. You know, apparatus and methods and materials, and there was a method, and there was a conclusion, and there was a results page, and it was done. It was bang, and now
finished. Boom. All right, when you go back again,
It's a very good question. Now, I would say almost categorically, and I do say almost because I can't be absolutely certain. Now,
Sure.
I'm virtually certain I'm not going to, and I think that's reasonably obvious because, in my view, it was just something that I needed to do. And like I mentioned before, in private, I had opportunities before, and I just passed up on it because I just said it just the whole thing seems surreal, frankly. But that's sort
Oh,
of besides
okay.
that's
Okay.
sort of besides the point. But I suppose really getting back to your question, would I repeat the procedure? No, I really don't think so because ultimately I think it's one of those things in particular where you just sort of need to get it out of your system, and once you've done that, I think you've recalibrated yourself, and once an instrument is calibrated, it's very rarely that you need to go and like reset the whole thing again. So
Okay. So it happened. On a scale of 1 to 10, and 1 being nothing, 10 being phenomenal, how would you rate that experience?
well, there's a problem with the question, Johnny. Well, the problem is twofold, but I'll address the most important one first.
Sure.
There's no reference frame there. I don't
Right.
have anything to reference it to. But
Okay.
I'll answer your question, and there's a lot of variables, of course. But I say about a 7.
Wow. Okay.
Now that's a multifaceted. The reasoning behind that is very multifaceted, and we can discuss that more in private if you wish. I mean, some of the
All right. Yeah.
but
Maybe
I
later.
don't mind. But
Yeah, my always question after that, and I've been around a little bit. So what was the other 23 hours of the day like? And usually the other 23 hours or the 12 hours you spend is like it really sucks. It really sucks bad.
But it depends whether you got it like say like naturally or through like say like a service like that.
All right, number one. What are you talking about?
Shiggles
being
got
ambiguous.
laid.
He's being ambiguous.
I mean,
he's
I'm not even sure. why
Number
you
one, you got laid. I don't care. There's more
Exactly.
important things to talk about. No one gives a
I
fuck
agree.
what you're doing with your wang dang doodle. All right,
I
Keep
agree.
your fucking talk.
I completely agree. And to
So
be honest,
now we're going to go ahead and talk about. I'm
Hold
sorry,
on.
you got something to say?
I do. SFM, I'm a bit surprised as to why we're even discussing it. To be honest with you, it was
Johnny
a chat
wanted
we
to know.
were having it was a chat we were having a problem. I have no problem in discussing it live. It's
Look,
not.
what are you like? 22 years old?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Armchair is like 19 and a virgin, and literally you see him on the precipice of automatically just diving deep into a pool money pit of pussy. I've talked about it before, anyways.
For a
How
young
it
man
works.
to go
Yeah,
through
it
this.
is. I've talked about it before, anyways. When it goes down to, that's the reason why I pose those questions. Certain people who I thought had a little bit of the understanding too about the mental development and how it really works. When actually the frontal cortex overpowers, or not overpowers, but actually gets let's say a substantial gain over everything. It's fully developed. Is it 25?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. It's the mid to late 20s when the male
Well,
brain.
also let me go ahead and cut into you real quick because it may sound like no, didn't give you a pass at all. Not saying anything like, oh yeah, well, I mean, you're young, so it makes sense. Like, no, you need to go ahead and really understand exactly how you could fuck your life up. I don't want you to do that. I
Right.
want you
You
to really
know,
focus on your goals, gain the things in life, and get the actual life you really want. Now, if you think that's going to be so important to you, well, my thing is, then you go ahead, you go do that. If that's a part of your whole life plan, you go ahead, you go do that. You go put a baby in something because your body's telling you need to do that. You do that.
No,
But
it
in
was.
reality, you know that where that will lead.
Oh, absolutely. No, that was. It was an entirely independent event. You know that.
I don't care, Shingles. I don't care. I'm just letting you know, so you understand. There's not a problem with it, but at the same time, there's no way in hell you're gonna come back like a third time. Like, hi guys. No.
No,
that's the
Shingles.
problem. Well, yeah, these events they happen for all of us, where you have opportunity, everything like that, and it's just a natural part of living and everything. But
understanding your instincts and your sexual
it's
drive,
understanding.
you have to understand people fuck when it comes to the opportunity of fucking.
Yeah, it's understanding the risk factor involved with that, making plans to avoid the risk factor and not talking about it. And and I would tell any guy, any 20, 18, 19, 20, 20, up to 24 years old, man, 40 miles in a fake ID. Because I can't make it not stop. I can't make that not stop. And I don't even want to make it not stop. I want everybody to experience that okay, that was okay feeling, but it's not what everybody said. It's not like that billboard with flashing lights, and there was no fucking fireworks, and there was no it didn't change my life entirely. But
well,
now,
let's walk into that exactly what's spread around for a reason why they do it. Number one is called literally the worshiping of reproduction in the species for a survival strategy of basically numbers and procreating and keeping it going on.
Right. Other people want you to do it more than you probably want to do it.
Right there. That's it, and it goes on immensely. That's why I keep talking about the whole point about if you pay. Well, actually, it's right now. This is off the cuff. Somebody time this shit. Timestamp this. All right, so that's why you'll see that when I say literally the whole thing about that, men will be the ones that actually really attack Mgtow, not women. Women will adapt. They don't have any fucking choice. Other men will say, well, no, we're going to force these guys to do what we're doing because, hey, vagina. And the worshiping will keep going the fuck on. It's set like that right now. Why do you think when you look at a lot of guys who are actually into that whole religious thing and all that, you will see some of them, if you actually talk to any of them, their complaints. Even the blue pill, I'm talking about the blue pill ones actually mainly, really. Is that it seems like it's more about basically absconding from what actually the religion is trying to teach and literally more about what the women want. Gynocentrism has flooded everywhere. My thing is that's why I don't like when people bring up shit like religion or anything like that. Any other like little constructed bullshit to divert from what it really is.
Shingles, what happened to you was a question of will over want. You wanted to try this out and figure it out for yourself to see what the fuss was about. Okay, fair enough.
He was a flying fuck. No one cares about Shingo getting his dick wet. Doesn't matter. Well, actually, he's not even sitting there in turmoil. Why are we still talking about that?
He's not. He's not. Shingles.
Yeah. No. Do you want to speak or will I speak? It doesn't really matter.
You.
Okay. Right. So here's the deal. I'll tell you why it might be relevant, and this is sort of what I was trying to get at for the last, I'd say, like a month or so. And I'll start doing some streams on my own channel, and I'll start to kind of I'll start to get the ball rolling on this one. I think it's a bit of a niche that we need to address, but not necessarily we, but I think it needs to be addressed in the Mgtow community.
What needs to be addressed?
If you wait, I'm about to tell you. So for the younger Mgtow coming through, so say for those who are under 25, it's wonderful listening to guys in their 40s who've been through a divorce, they've been through marriages and even multiple marriages if you're unfortunate enough. And it's highly relevant material, and I suggest you thoroughly go and listen to what these guys have to say, and you damn well listen, man, because they will keep you straight. But there is that sort of layer or dimension of shall we say difficulty that you need to work through as a younger man, which the older guys have sort of already. They did that like 10 years ago, and it's not very relevant.
You're talking about experience and perspective, and basically exactly where you're at now. Like, here's the thing. So the man who's living in the desert situation, he covets water, cares about water immensely. But the man who's living in the civilization where water is just a free running thing, it's not important.
It becomes
right.
Like
that chair. We'll bring it back to the topic. Is that chair? That chair is still empty, right? There's no. You're not sitting there waiting on a call, and if she does call, you ain't going to fucking take her to the big shop.
No.
Good question. Yeah,
that's Mgtow. That's the Mgtow. We keep that chair empty, no matter what we do. And I say never talk about it.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
I say never talk about it, never bring it up. But as long as that chair is empty for them, you're doing your Mgtow job. That you're not buying 2 hamburgers when you need 1.
Exactly.
My thing is, when it comes down to a lot of guys. All right, I guess it's a Shingle show. Go ahead. No,
I'm sorry. No, it just sometimes conversations happen organically. There's no investment in there was no investment in that. That was just that was it. I think that's mandatory stuff. I mean, I really do.
Yeah, and that's the difference between Mgtow now and the times like at least like back in 2004, 2005. Men weren't even thinking about this. Men were running out, and all they were thinking about is getting a wife, getting a. And now you look around and men are going, okay, I may need to fulfill some of those needs that I have as a young man, but man, that chair is still fucking empty. I'm not signing up for that marriage shit, and that's the biggest thing in Mgtow. I'm not signing up for the ritual dating, the marriage. I'm not taking her to the fucking wake shop. I'm not. I love that line. We're not spending hours fucking at the mall.
My bitch needs a wig.
Yeah, we're not spending the hours at the mall just to go to a fucking stupid movie at the end of the day.
All right, well, let's go ahead and break into exactly what's being implied right there. Number one is basically that as a man, you need a woman with you pretty much at all times, is what it really sounds like. When you're out of work, there needs to be a bitch there. There needs to be a bitch waiting. There needs to be a family there. There needs to be all that.
Yeah, that's the men that are telling that. That's the MRA thing. What the MRA says to me is they need a woman. They can't do life on their own. There's no way they can do life on their own. It
goes down to simply what I've talked about before, or the whole thing where a lot of guys, or not a lot of guys, no, I'm going to bring this down to people, period. Yeah, when we general this shit, I'll general it. How about that? So, in my generalization, as far as people go, people generally want to be directed and told what to do. They don't. As far as assertiveness, that's been lost on so many because they find that to be aggressiveness.
Yeah. Now, you think about the government wants these two family homes. The government wants these two incomes generated in the family. Now Mgtow's in general. Now look at Dr. Jordan Peterson. Do you think he may have not become a doctor if he was if he never had that, if he didn't have that second person behind him, always pushing him, always doing that for him, always, and you can see it in the simp mentality and everything. A lot of these guys would never become what they are simply because they're too weak to do it without assistance from another person. And Mgtow's in general are saying, man, I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to beat this shit. I'm going to do this shit by my fucking self.
Yeah.
Well, behind every good man is a great woman, and behind every woman is Frankenstein. No, man, I'm serious though.
No, yeah, that's when you start hearing those really sit behind every good man is a good woman. No, that's not generally true. We get saturated with that shit dripping with gynocentric shit just to make them feel better about everything. And what we're really saying is that you do your thing, we'll do our thing, and that's it. When it comes down to sperm sales and everything like that, sperm, you needing that, hey, I'm not donating. Or unless I could take that down to the sperm bank and donate there too. You can go pick it up.
I prefer.
I don't need all the other stuff that comes with it in society. I don't need the government in my bedroom. I don't need the government forcing. And it's so convenient for the government to lower the standard of living, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the human condition here. For the human condition for a single man is he has to make $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, which he has to do by himself. Now they're saying, oh, well, just get yourself a partner and both of you can make $35,000 a year and you'll be great. And that's just lowering the standard of living. They're taking the human condition and saying we're going to lower the rate of the human condition for everybody, and that'll force breeding.
Right. They're lowering expectations and then ultimately lowering conditions.
Yeah.
So it's like,
we
have automatic cars. You don't have to buy a car anymore. You can get on your smartphone and get a robo Uber, and that will take you, to our designated neighborhoods where you want to go. And you can't just like hop in a Mustang that you built for in a kit car and drive wherever the hell you want to. You can't do that anymore under this landscape, under this rubric. That's the problem. That ain't freedom.
No, it's not freedom. When this whole thing when you look at it from the industrial complexes and the slavery scene and everything, is just made to put you onto the slave farm, onto the farm and everything, and they're selling something that's not there, and what they're selling is ass.
Well, my thing is, oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So when it comes down to it, that's why I keep saying the whole statement. Like, you want to walk away, well, guess what? They're not going to let you, because you have to understand, as far as it goes with human beings, this is our species. This is everything that's going on. This is it. And in fact, it literally, we are encompassing ourselves, objectively looking, without any of the things that mentally or biologically could affect you. Well, yeah, good luck on that shit. Not a thing.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you start realizing, like, wait a minute. There's
the big part about Mgtow is identifying who's the slave owners. It's not women. It's not feminism. No such thing as feminism. The girls are insignificant in this whole thing, and that's why we rarely talk about them.
Right.
It's the industrial corporations and the corporations and this idea of capitalism and this idea of egalitarian societies. Them are the fucking slave owners there.
Well, I mean, like, okay, here it is on a local level. A guy makes a meme about Trump beating up CNN. CNN, a corporation, says, blackmails this guy. We will destroy your fucking life, old man. If you don't quit what you're doing, you better apologize. And the man said, I apologize. But, you know, it's almost like objectivism and corporate gone to not barbarism, but corporatism, where the corporation says, you know what? If you don't buy Coca-Cola and drink 5 bottles of it every fucking day, I'm gonna take your job away, you bitch. And you're gonna have to start slugging down Coca-Cola to keep them happy every goddamn day. Or you're gonna lose your house, you're gonna lose your heating, you're gonna lose your money, you're gonna lose your paycheck. And that's exactly what CNN did to this motherfucker. Well, think about it. Think about it. That's exactly what happens. I gotta take a piss.
Control of your life. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways we explain this thing, and Mgtow is a little different than the MRA. We're identifying the true parties of who we think are responsible for this thing, and it's basically government laws and their gentle intertwining with corporations. I mean, we see so many movies and so many ways it's just put out there. I mean, but if you don't get it, you're not going to get it. A lot of these guys don't get it because they need to stick a bitch in it, and that's automatically when you realize, oh, he's still under the control of what's that? Jeff uses the thing right there, the icon with the signs like "work hard" and the movie there, the Roddy Piper. You know, it all becomes that kind of shit where the corporation, which is the aliens, but. Yeah, it's a takeover of a society. Corporate takeover is what it's been, and marriage and traditional mating and all that stuff is a big part of what they want you to do. So, you know, it's better to pay 2 people half rate than 1 person a full rate.
Yeah, it's basically exploitation at its finest.
It's exploitation of the corporations, and that's why we talked a lot back in the days about what was Freud's son-in-law, Brené's marketing. He figured out how to fucking use sex and market everything.
And so now you got a lot of guys down. Their whole thing is like, well, yeah, I understand that's how they're getting us, but I still want it.
I'm gonna still buy in.
Right? I need to do it. I mean, who'd be crazy not look at that price, man? That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's that's Uncle Tom. They all become Uncle Toms. You know, Uncle Tom is very.
And the only reason why they're mad now is because guess what? They can't afford it. That's the only reason why a lot of dudes are railing against it, because they can't afford it.
And then you realize, man, I can't afford this. There's too much of this. And then now at the end, the big I mean, the big end result of that is the government's got their big filthy fucking clamps on you now for child support, and you're a part of the big system now, where you're paying for 2 million government workers to have their fucking jobs.
So yeah, I'm about to pull a Hoka. Sorry, a lot of people are gonna be mad at me for this one. I really don't care. There are some Mgtows who literally are just TFL.
They're just TFL, yeah.
Yeah.
They're in reality, they're just mad because they can't afford it. They just can't do it. They can't deal with it. Now, I'm actually gonna pull something that, yeah, whatever. Put me on the wild card squad. I don't give a fuck. In reality, guess what? No, not the majority of man can't.
Right. We talked about this yesterday, where being an alpha means shit nowadays.
It's totally reversed. Yeah,
you're a sperm donator, and just because you think you work out, you get the 6-pack abs, you go out there, you're all attractive and everything for the woman, and just because you're going to donate that genetic material and everything doesn't mean you're going to be the guy around. It's a cuckolding system now. She wants the beta provider that is going to fawn over her and take care of the kids and buy them everything they want and buy her everything they want.
Simplistic way to put it. Because I had somebody tell me something today, and I'm like, well, I already knew that was going to happen anyway. I'm not retarded. I mean, I pretty much understand it. It's pretty easy to understand. And they're like, yeah, well, this motherfucker is. And see, the thing is, I found something really hilarious, because they would have went into the next part if they didn't know who, like, let's say they didn't talk to me on such a level where they would have went into the next part, because I knew where they were going to go. But they didn't do it. They didn't do it at all. I'm like, yeah, I already know. I already know all that shit. You don't have to explain or tell me anything. My thing is, without even viewing, being present, or anyone telling me, I already fucking knew what's going on. I'm not fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it just extremely hilarious while still infuriating. Because a lot of times I get to talk to dudes who they understand what it is. They understand how this is going and everything like that. They're moving forward on understanding. They're just getting this. Like Trav, he's been doing this a long time. Like, let's be honest. There's nothing I can say to him. He'd be like, what? Didn't think about that. That's not a thing. But so when it comes down to that, you got to understand, like, this is why I talk about the whole family aspect. And, I've gotten some shit for it. Whatever. I don't care. Believe me. If you really think I give a fuck, I don't. I'll dox you and show up at your house. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll have to fight.
Yeah, have fun with that. Show up. Really, believe me. Show up at my door. I really would love you to do that.
Yeah, oh God, I can't wait till the first guy does that.
Because you might not leave that place. You really might not.
Well, you leave it, but you leave it in a body bag.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of pent up.
Whoa, hold on, man. You can't say shit like that, because technically that can be taken as a threat.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't say things like that. Like, I don't know. You might not. I don't know what happens. Maybe you might stay for some tea.
Yeah, we'll have a discussion about it.
Yeah, we might go ahead. Yeah, we'll have a discussion. We might play Xbox.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Someone's going to drive 400 miles to come kick my ass, and when they get to my door, the laws are such where I have to say, well, we can discuss this thing.
Would you like to negotiate?
I'd like to negotiate, yes. Well, come on in my house and have a beer.
and sit on my couch.
Yeah, no, you're not sitting on my fucking couch. You stand.
Yeah.
So I forgot where I was even going. I don't know. There's a lot of anger that I wanted to get out, but I don't know. It's not right to do it the way I was. I had to continually stop myself.
Yeah. Can I maybe but no, I'm not diverting, or rather digressing from the topic of
Don't
choice.
use the word digress. I can't stand motherfuckers who use that shit. In fact, we need to start a campaign against the word digress. No, you gotta understand, like, even if somebody's talking about some simple shit, the moment they use the word digress, you know exactly what they're trying to do. They're like, yeah, well, you need to understand this is the template for sophistication and intellect. Like, what? Because you fucking use the word digress? Go to hell.
Right, so I'm just gonna take a little departure from what we were discussing there and ignoring
No one cares. What topic? Topic is empty chair. Motherfucker, I haven't talked about some other shit for like what the last past 15 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, we'll sound topic.
You don't need permission to change the topic. No one cares. All right,
we'll just move on with it.
Exactly. We flow like water.
But yeah, I mean, like, you posted a very interesting like comment that you thought about earlier today, as I found it really interesting, and then I reposted it in, I don't know, it was in the same what would you call it, like a chat room window, but can I read it out to you, and we can just discuss it. But I thought it was really, really interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because, I'm not feeling that angry. I'm just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, so it was, you said here, this really got me thinking, because I've been thinking along like similar lines for quite some time. It's you said here, funny thing is a thought I came to today. As humans, we are trying to force a future that we biologically are incapable of having. We're in a sense failing at something that was doomed to fail from the beginning. And now that really strikes me as interesting, because are you making? Do you know? Can you remember what you were saying there? Does that make sense to you?
It's actually kind of simple. See, in reality, like that's why like Mgtow hates women. No, the fuck we don't. We're men. Men do, in a sense, want to please women. They actually want to, put a bitch in there, take care of the bitch, all the other stupid shit, all that shit. They just find it entertaining. But the problem comes in when they're like, well, no, see, here's the thing we can do to even please them even more. See, what we can do is we can make the bitches be able to do everything we do. Yeah, they can do everything we do. They'd be even happier. Yeah, they'll love us even more. We can do all that shit. And then, as society moves on, like, look at all these technological advances we're making. Bitches can do what we do now. Everything's good.
Yeah.
And they're not paying attention. The one thing they're not paying attention to is just nature.
They can't do
exactly
everything.
What it really is.
Yeah, it's like letting a woman beat you at pool, and then she has to play the next guy. There is no way she's going to beat the next person.
So you go ahead and you break that guy's fucking left hand, and
you like don't beat her, or else I'm gonna beat you up. I let her beat me. No, it's just a lie. It's nothing on merit or nothing on her actual pool skills, but it sets her up for failure.
Well, it actually sets everybody up for failure.
It sets the whole system up for failure.
It devalues the whole thing. It makes it less.
Yeah, that's what they do in the educational system now. That's what they do. They reform the educational model to fit for mathematics has feelings now, I think. And
wait, you can't have feelings in math. That's actually a real thing. Like literally, objectively, there's no feelings in math. It's straight up numbers.
Yeah, everything's formed around propping them up and saying you can do it too, go girl, but it sets the whole system up for failure, and you can see the awful effect that it's having on men.
You're basically destroying truth.
Yeah, they're destroying truth.
It's funny that you mentioned like that example specifically, because I remember in school they actually just changed the course as I was finishing my final exams, and what they did was they took out the old course and they basically like watered it down, and then they replaced the material that they had watered down with basically like more words and more like a social setting to solving like trigonometry, which is just absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it comes down to simple understanding of the fucking brains. Yeah. Number one, men are great at objective facts, objective thinking, all that shit. Women are great at social manipulation and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
feelings, basically.
Exactly, because like those who aren't as intelligent, they have to manipulate.
Yeah. Now this leads to most young men will drop out of school and drop out of the college system simply because it bores them.
Oh yeah,
it's boring. They sit there.
It doesn't test intelligence, nor does it test like creativity. It
doesn't build problem solving or critical thinking at all.
It's a conformity test. And if you do,
it's like this. Go ahead and grab let's say it's a couple of your sons or something like that, and there's just a big ass stack of lumber, and you pre-started a little bit of it. You're like, all right, well, what I want y'all to think through the next weeks is exactly how you're going to get this shit done without fucking yourselves up. Because what needs to happen is this needs to be a big ass barn. It needs to actually be made into a shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
You're literally giving them something to. Well, they have to
Giving them something to do is, you know, it's like six guys getting together. We're going to build a garage, and a girl comes up and she says, "Well, we'll include her in and give her pay on that, and she can draw the garage." And then you look at the drawing and you say, "Well, this drawing has it lacks like fundamental things that need to happen in the garage." Like,
oh yeah,
no
some bucks are fucking up
here.
heavy, and it's actually getting kind of funny.
And they'll go, "Oh well, you guys can figure out how to do that. I just did the drawing."
Yeah, and so it's getting kind of hilarious because there's like one bitch, like one time I walked over, but I do this to everybody. I'll walk over and I'm like, all right, well, number one, I don't know what you're doing, but you're fucking up. Here, let me show you exactly what you need to do, and here's why. Here's a logic and reason behind it, and this will help you get along with this a lot faster. So for some odd reason, this bitch, I don't know what's going on in her mind. She thinks that I'm just going to just come from the other side of the building and do some. I'm like, no, what the fuck, no. Because in her mind, I'm a simp. And in my mind, I'm like, no, well, I do that for everybody. I want everything to get done. Again, I can't leave until everything's done. So, yeah, of course, I'm going to help everybody. But, bitch, if you think it's specifically for you, you out your goddamn mind.
Yeah, yeah. Now I had one of the last jobs I did for the GSA or the we're installing a boiler, and it was a there was 3/4 horse pumps, and you needed a certain head pressure on that, and then it went up 30 feet, and then it went over, and it went up 30 feet, and you had a bin, and then it crisscrossed, and it had another bin so you can get to the top floor, a storage, and each pressure. The female that was the engineer went to the engineering guide and said, well, we'll put in these 1/3 horse pumps. They should work. And should is the big the optional thing. They never worked. It never got up, and it kept crashing the water, what you call the high water on it. And we had to come back in and replace all those things. She never had an idea of what she was doing. She was just drawing pretty pictures for the of things that should work in the situation, because they had to include her in on that.
To affirmative action, is it?
What's that? Yeah, it was affirmative action. You know, they just made her the engineer because she went through some 90-day engineering course, and ooh, perfect. She's an engineer now, never knowing. But what she couldn't figure out in her head was head pressure.
90-day course. That's absolutely tragic. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's
well. Cool. That's when you think about it. That's what it is now. You start off, take a gender studies course, you take an arts course, a liberal arts course, you take a mathematics, you get all your basic courses. The next step, you could take a 92 course in the engineering, and then all of a sudden you're an engineer.
That's criminal.
That's criminal now. And then you got millwrights and electricians and plumbers and everything. They've been doing this for they've been doing this for like 8 years to get their journeymen on this stuff and really know the nuts and bolts of this shit. Exactly. And now that's when I talked about bid splitting. They have to split the bid so the girls over here can get a part of the bid and just sit down at an engineering and pull open that engineering guide, which we all know sucks. It's like, okay, you just take the numbers down and send them down to us, which we were going to do anyways. But the problem comes in when what we were really going to do is put a 3/4 horse pump on those things, or a 1/2 horse pump, and we know the head pressure was going to be right. There was no arguing about that because that's what we would have usually did. Yeah, but now you're forced into making a mistake, so someone can learn a lesson on that. But it's just, women. You put it. I don't know how you solve this thing,
you see, my sort of opinion, it's a bit nihilistic, but I mean, I don't think there really is a way of solving this problem, and I don't think it's for us to solve. And maybe I'm giving up, and that's not perhaps the best approach here. But I mean, like for a lot of us here, we're like, I wouldn't say we're over the hill because that's a bit insulting, but like you're sort of probably on your second part of your life, and it's like, well, it's just a case where, right, well, if I'm turning up on the job and as long as I'm still getting paid, I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's easier said than done, though, of course.
Yeah, we're creating lighter than air jobs because the overpopulation, and there's overpopulation. We have to create lighter than air jobs, so everybody's got a little slice of the pie.
Which literally a lot of people don't understand how that actually fucks up and affects a lot of things. It's
It fucks up and affects a lot of things, and I would hope.
Well, just the simplest thing. All right, so number one, if you own your own company, and you got to create a live in air job because maybe there's a lawsuit pending, or that somebody's just making those threats. Well, so now you've got another position that your money made is going towards.
Yeah, the government likes it because they're not losing. They're making 1/3 of their tax money and everything.
They look at the tax and they say, well, the tax on that business just went up.
We'll make a shitload of these lighter than air jobs and force them onto you guys and make some standards, some affirmative action standards and everything where if you do have a plumbing company, now you have to have 10 women. If you're running 30 guys out of there and you have to have 10 women, that's eating up all these guys' future too.
Absolutely.
Well, my thing is, I talked about this before when I used an analogy. I said, well, motherfuckers don't care. They're like, well, if 60% didn't kill themselves and you got that 40%, well, that's perfectly fine. I don't know why I got it back. Yeah, that 60%, that 40% doesn't matter. Well, yeah, the 40%, that's going to happen. Who cares? Well, we got that 60%
argument too. Be happy with what you are, females. If you're born a female, just be happy with that. Try to find that inner happiness in yourself. And that's what I say to the TFLs. If we start making TFL jobs, so all the TFLs, that would be ridiculous. What if you said that to women? Like, oh, women, you got to start there needs to be 10 to 20% ass out there for TFLers. That's fucking ridiculous.
My thing is, there already is.
Yeah, there already is. Now, well, you take that and you go, I'm going to have to buck that up to 30%, because they're not happy with that. Now it becomes super.
My thing is, as far as it goes with the TFL shit, I'm not entertaining.
But that's why I say all women are disabled. Most women, you can't just start making lighter than air jobs for women just because they're disabled and they're TFLers. And basically what they are is TFLers. Be happy with the social structure that was there before. But no, they're not fucking happy with the social structure that was there before.
And I think you had a great line there, Joe, a few months ago where you said that it's sort of in relation to what we're seeing here. Most people can't realize that women actually just, by and large, they ultimately just want to bake cookies and get along with other people, and not be this big career woman, it's
right. Basically, most of them just want that, but that option's been taken off the table, isn't it? It's like what that little feminist girl, she struck on something one day when she says, hey, feminism fucked up my opportunity to sit on the couch, eat cookies, and fucking watch Oprah.
Oh, I know the video you're talking about too, yeah. She was actually straight up just saying exactly what it was. She was like, no, that's bullshit. I want to be a lazy bitch.
Yeah, I want to be a lazy bitch. And I think that's fine under the old structure. But under this structure, Uncle Sam's got his greedy hands in there. And now we have, instead of we need X amount, 50, 60 million jobs, we now need 100 million jobs. And that's where the fuckery comes in.
That's what I said. Like, I said it earlier. Our species, literally what we're doing is we're trying to bend nature, and we're literally just shooting ourselves in the fucking foot in the name of progress.
Yeah. Now we got these anti-egalitarian. Hey, the truth of this, the nature of the whole thing is women are sexual cryptics. They need all the men to believe that they're the daddy, and that's fine. That's just the fucking way it is and everything. And that leads to social welfare, and that leads to all these things. We have to have programs that are backdrops and everything, and that's just the fucking fact of it. Unless you want to see women and children starving to death out in the street, which will not be,
which is bullshit. Number one, the women and children starving to death in the street. Because I'm talking about America. Because I know there's probably some weird ass.
It's not going to be women and children. You know what they're going to start doing? That they're going to start a fucking war.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I know some weird ass anti-feminist, whatever the fuck, egalitarian motherfucker listening. Because I want to make sure I just say that, I guess, disclaimer first.
Yeah, and if they don't realize what Germany was about, the Simpson Germany, that's what it was about. It was about bringing resources back.
So when it comes down to the whole thing of egalitarianism, number one, that word needs to be scrubbed from the books.
Yeah, it needs to be really scrubbed because that basically describes the basic human biology.
It's been hijacked. The actual meaning of the word is gone. Yeah. It's gone.
It's like
no one knows what it is. In fact, if you ask about 98% of the population, you'll see that egalitarianism, they'll spout some shit
bullshit. They took it into the political.
Yep. And so when it comes down to it in reality, I was talking about this. That was that last. Yeah, it had to have been last night. I don't know. I was up too long. I don't give a fuck. I had fun. Whatever. And so when it comes down to the whole thing about they're like, how do we recreate the system? What do we do with it? Number one, like Trev, you said actually a lot of times, and you're not wrong on that. See, my thing is you don't just leave people to die to the wolves.
No.
That's not a thing. But at the same time, you don't let it get hijacked.
Right, you don't let it get hijacked like it is now. Mgtow is the perfect cure. We're reducing the population. We're trying to bring it down. Every male should be out there working. All men like to work. I like to work. I don't know a guy.
I don't even like literally. Yeah, I gotta actually admit this. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. See, the first Saturday was mandatory. The second Saturday, I actually volunteered for that shit.
Yeah, I want to be there. I don't want to be sitting around eating stuffing Cheetos in my fucking face. I want to be. I want to be on the front line. I want to be that guy.
Like I keep trying to tell y'all, like literally when I do chats and shit like that, I'm sitting down. That's the only time to me, sitting down doesn't even seem natural anymore.
Right? Yeah. Does it? You
think about it. The whole week, I'm on my feet doing shit, doing that, doing this, and then there's that one day where I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna sit down the whole weekend. What? It don't feel natural. When I go back to work, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. So there's other ways to look at solving these problems rather than saying, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and just.
Harold's got a solution.
Yeah. What is his solution going to be?
Oh, easy. We promote Mgtow and we help the Mgtows, and then I after that it's like equal for X.
Yeah, that's like saying it's not that in reality. The reality of is women are what women are biologically, and that's what you've been saying. That's what I've been saying. There's no changing that. I mean,
no.
You can have what's called mechanisms that are enacted. I tried to explain mechanisms for a reason through Southern poverty and everything like that, and through hurting culture and like that, and stressors that came. Women will enact a sort of honor to and you see this still in the southern states. You see this in
number one, I can actually say exactly what that is, because it's not honor. That 100%.
It's not honor. Yeah, it's
100% lie. So my thing is, they're basically mirroring the one who they submitted to.
Right. So there's a temporary mimicking of honor going on there, but that will soon dissipate, and then what we're left with is a system that wants to have that and doesn't know how to deal with it.
All right, see, now I'm starting to get where a lot of guys, when they come around, while they get all that little awe and shock moment, because this should already be a natural conversation in the first fucking place.
Yeah, it should just be something we know about. It's a truth. I mean, some of these things that we say are just what the.
There's a natural understanding of what you're part of in the first fucking place.
Yeah, so saying Mgtow is going to be an answer. You're just further going. It's the George Bush. Let's go with stupid all the way down the road and see if some time during this thing stupid will work out.
Again, like how we saw the MRA fall and how they're still falling now.
They're going to take stupid all the way to the end.
Yeah, my thing is the fucked up part is there's some MRAs who are like, yeah, no bitches in it. Well, guess what happens to those guys?
They boot
them the fuck out. Yeah.
Now they're around here irritating the shit out of us with their MRA attitudes, and it's sort of.
Well, we all see what I'm gonna have to mention Legend again, because I'm getting tired of, because he did the same thing MA does, and I keep trying to say that's not that's not how I roll. I have different standings that I have. I've taught them before, especially when it comes to morals.
Yeah,
there's no way in the fuck I would do anything like that, and to accuse me of that actually pisses me off. I'm like, oh, well, now I got to go ahead and drill into your head why I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah. Do I have morals? Is that the question? Yes, of course I do.
I'm not going to break my morals. I have integrity. What the fuck?
Yeah, it separates me from the fucking monkeys. We are the moral ape.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so just because I disagree with you, and maybe I'm like, all right, well, I ain't talking to you no more. That doesn't mean I'm like, all right, because I'm not talking to him now, that means we need to go ahead and destroy this motherfucker. He needs to be dead.
Yeah.
When I've talked about that before, like literally it comes down to the point, well, yeah, see, my thing is, if you want to go away or you shoot away, it's not a problem for you to go somewhere else or do anything else. The problem consists, where you come back and attack.
Right. Yeah.
That's when the problem arises.
Yeah. Morals, they're the basic instruction in our biology that gives us the ability to do secondary thinking and stop and slow down and think about something, whether this is right or whether this is wrong to do. And that gives us our whole basis of whether we could do mathematics, talk, do things like that. We slow it down and we start developing a system in our brain that works out. It's I don't know what you would call it and everything, but it all starts with the ability to stop. And otherwise, it would be really easy to be like Dougie out there. He licks his balls in the living room. If he gets loose, he wants to go hump on something, and that's all he thinks about. And he needs to breathe air, fucking get water, hump on something, and get food. That's all the 4 things he needs. He doesn't think about whether these things are right, whether attacking a dog next door is right. He just fucking does it. Because
and a lot of you motherfuckers listening, y'all better make sure to subscribe to this goddamn channel.
Right.
Because the bullshit happened. And actually, I was having a discussion. I'm not going to say who I was talking with.
Yeah.
And actually, they pointed out extreme things about it that were like, yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, why the fuck? And I actually had to go on my thing and say, you know what? Where the fuck was everybody when that shit was going on? Where was that? Where's anybody? Because on the other channel, you see people just show up in the droves, just right there.
Yeah.
But all that shit went down magically. Weird. Ain't seeing much activity, bro. Where are you niggas at? Huh. Sounds like in reality, you are just jumping ship because you think it's about to get destroyed like a little bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Just stirring shit, you know?
No. They deserve to hear that shit. They deserve to hear every ounce of it. So apparently you thought something bad was going to happen. Basically, it was going to be this whole thing, and that you were just going to be lumped in with it. So you decided to just jump ship and run off. Huh. Weird.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers say how manly they are.
Yeah. Who put that meme up about cowardice? It kind of goes into that meme the other day.
Yeah, that was Miss Guy who put that up.
Yeah. What does that say when you I can't remember how it went, but it was cowardice. And it's like, yeah.
No, I got them all downloaded, so let me go ahead and just pull that out.
Oh,
saved it in my Mgtow meme folder.
Mgtow meme. You got a Mgtow meme folder?
I really do. Yeah, it's for the slideshow. So
I got my the picture section in my video editor. I guess that's my Mgtow meme section. I got to add memes to all of them. I got the craziest pictures in there. Sometimes I go back and I'm like, out of here, delete. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking when I downloaded that one. Delete.
All right, I got too many memes. I can't find it. All right, anyway, so when it comes down to let's get right on to what it really needs to be, because a lot of Mgtow conversations I be seeing, I get irritated at it sometimes because we don't need a particular example or anything like that. That's not necessary, to be honest, about the conversations we have. A lot of people think they help. Yeah, they technically do, but whatever. So what I really want to get into is the whole thing about when it comes down to simp attitude. Simpitude. Oh, is it simpitude?
Yes. Someone's asked me what the acronym for simp would have been today. I think
it's simpitude.
Simpitude.
Yeah, see, my thing is, you have to understand. Now, when males, like, literally, there can be a moment where males are just like, all right, well, me and these dudes going over here because we agree with this, and me and these dudes going over here because we agree with this. Y'all leave us alone. All right, we'll leave you alone. You leave us the fuck alone. Now, you have to wonder in that situation, what would even bring a violent engagement on that? Now, because as far as it goes, the resources and trading, well, they can handle that pretty quick. That's not a big deal. Like, hey, man, we got all the coconuts. You motherfuckers just got bananas, but we tired of eating just fucking coconuts. So we'll give you the number one. No, it's 1 for 1. What? No, you can't say that's worth more. Fuck you. No, it's 1 for 1. No, fuck no. Yeah, 1 for 1. All right, then, exactly. 1 for 1. And that's how we trade them. That's what we're gonna do. I know you don't want the war. You don't want the war, bitch. You know, that type of thing.
Yeah, I'll trade you 10 pounds of bananas for 10 pounds of coconut.
Yeah, it goes down pretty simple. See, now the thing is, once you pop the bitch in there. See, my thing is, in that situation, you got to understand the males aren't technically competing; they're just staying alive. That's all they're doing. They're just being alive. Yeah, the competition is there somewhat, but it's in a different sense. It's more of a healthy competition. The competition that arises because, you know, better skills, better health, better all that.
Yeah, dealing with your present situation too, and living in queue with reality is important with these things. You know, if I'm a farmer and in Ohio and we get tomatoes, you know, once a month, I better start selling my tomato, or once a year, you know, during the climate that grows tomatoes the best. Yeah, I better start making some analogies about how I'm going to get the best price for these, and you know, that stuff in life.
Yeah, and planning for the future as well. You
Yeah,
know,
dealing with reality of it is this is what we have. This is the season we have. I mean, dealing with reality in life is a big thing. I say that with the TLFLers. I say that with the women. Deal with the fucking reality of life. You can't bend the fucking nature of Ohio weather out of proportion and say we're going to have a 24-hour growing period here. Everybody would just be like, "Are you fucking crazy?" Or 24-hour a day, you know, 352 days a year growing period. They'll go, "You're fucking crazy. Go try that." But you know, that's what we're doing to our society right now. We're bending it out of proportion to the reality of the way things really are.
No, I'm looking at. I'm sorry, my bad. I shouldn't have said anything.
What's quadolite?
Lurk Squad Elite.
What is that?
Lurk Squad Elite.
Oh, Work Squad Elite. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Okay, couldn't see that. I'm gonna dial. You know, what is that when you transpose your letters?
Oh God! And you see them assemble. You see all of them assemble, and it's all bad. It's all
bad. Everything's bad. Man, those mornings I wake up like that. It's all bad.
Nah, when I wake up, there's no actual thoughts, no anything. I don't give a fuck. I just get up, do stuff, and then go. Then I do that shit. There's some thoughts in between sometimes.
There's some thoughts in between. Coffee.
But that's what I love about just going for like a long run.
I hate coffee. Who the hell is drinking coffee? I fucking hate coffee.
Like coffee?
Hell no, I've always hated coffee. I tried it once, I tried coffee. I'm like, oh, this is garbage. I don't know how fuck people drink it. And then after that, I tried like the espresso, like French vanilla or some shit. Yeah. Oh, this is garbage too. Oh, this is all horrible.
Oh, you
so
never had Trav's
fuck coffee.
You've never had Trav's coffee, like.
Oh, you got that special boy mentality going on? That's what you're doing right now?
I can make the fuck out of coffee. It'd be like some French guy made you a cup of coffee in one of those little cups, and you're going, "What the fuck is this?" And you drink it, and you go, "It's really good, but this."
As far as I'm concerned, I have an agenda against coffee. I'm more concerned with natural energy.
Yeah, I like coffee because, well, it's coffee. I'm addicted. No, I do. You know, there's a little. It's like smoking. You know, it's not about the smoking. It's about all the activity that goes along with it. I have an activity that goes along with coffee. I roast my own coffee. I sit out there. I mix certain blends with certain blends until I get exactly what the fuck I want. Not some shit that somebody put on a store thing. I make it exactly what I want. I got 3 different machines, and I can pick the machine I want to make. Plus, I got a French press. And if I want that in the morning, and then I do it that way, and I get exactly what I want. Not so someone's telling me I can have, not somebody what was designed to, this is what we get in this town, so you have to drink it. No, I do it all my way. It's Mgtow. I Mgtow the fuck out of my coffee. And then when I drink it, I was like, this is Mgtow coffee. I'm drinking a cup of pure fucking Mgtow. and then
And then I'm gonna go out, and then I'm gonna go down to the store. And I'm gonna go for my big Mgtow walk.
My Mgtow walk. Yeah, I'm gonna do my Mgtow walk. I'm gonna Mgtow the fuck out of that shit. And then,
Well, might as well start using it as adjective. Why not? Fucking
yeah.
verb. I mean
Verb.
verb. Yeah, verb, not adjective. Verb.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Mgtow is now a verb and a noun. It's a garant.
That's what's up.
Oh man, I am an egghead because I knew that. Fuck.
Apparently, you're going to be on my egghead watch list then. The moment I see you talk about phenotypes, oh yeah, it's on. No, actually, that's what I was looking into. I was looking into the whole phenotypes, genotypes, phenotypes, typics, or whatever the fuck how you pronounce that. I was looking at a lot of that shit, and yeah.
Why did that have relevance for you?
Well, no, actually, it was a random thing. I was listening. I was actually trying to build up my music playlist. And then just a random thing, like my music playlist for when I do like OBS streams and shit. And then, you know, randomly for some reason it popped in my head, like, all right, let me go. I don't know why. It just happened. And I'm sitting there like, all right, well, technically some of this is inaccurate as fuck. That's diverting as shit. That part's misleading. And oh wait, actually in that part, they're literally using another word for I don't know.
I don't know what that was all about.
And yeah, I'm looking at part of it. I'm looking at like the whole of it, like, oh, okay, cool, that makes sense. But in the other part, I'm like, all right, they're basically saying they don't know. And the other part is like, all right, you fuckers have been grabbed by an agenda. You publicly funded pieces of shit.
Yeah, I'm still trying to understand what. Well, phenotypes makes kind of.
No, the more I look into it, that's when I'll talk about it more. But I can't talk. I can't talk farther than what I've actually already read.
Yeah, you can't take it off the field and apply it to something it doesn't apply to. That's the biggest thing that pisses me off in Mgtow. It's like it does have no application.
Well, no, because every time I kept remembering what Stardust was saying and all that shit, and I'm just sitting there like, all right, dude. Well, number one, you contradicting piece of shit.
Yeah, because if it's phenotypes and you're talking about genotypes, and genotypes is a genetic organism.
Technically, they're actually reference one and the same. In a sense, they are supposed to be
right. The observable characteristics of a genetic organism.
And yeah, yeah, that part, observable behavior, blah blah blah, all this shit.
Yeah, you could use that. Like, okay, we're going to talk about the female organism as the sense of a female organism, not as the sense of like as soon as they like, can I fuck the organism? Well, that's not a phenotype.
Well, my thing is I find hilarious actually when it comes down to it. See, when you start going into that and you do all those extra, because that's what they're doing. They're doing the extra mile that no one asked them to. Well, apparently somebody asked them to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if you're talking about, well, yeah, it doesn't even, if you're talking about if you're talking about zygotes, we talked about the other day.
No, we were talking about just humans. That's the thing a lot of people get lost on. Like, we're just talking about humans.
Yeah, the extra, the proteins and how they interact.
Yeah, you're doing like literally an extra mile on shit that no one really asked you to do.
Yeah, yeah. Now that's
then you're saying like, all right, so
if
now
the topic was sexual diversity, it would line up perfectly. But if
it actually mentioned on that part too, about the whole actually funny part is that I could try to whisk past that.
Yeah, so if we start applying it in that sense, and then we start getting what I talk about a lot with the cryptis and the sexual diversity, and
yeah, you start getting to exactly understand. Like, all right, well, so when it comes down to it, oh, bitches are racist.
What I'm observing, the observable.
Well, no, when I say bitches are racist, I'm not bullshitting. I've explained before because women literally are the ones they think about what the baby's gonna look like.
Right. Yeah.
The environment, all that shit, who's going to be, all that shit. This is right there.
Right. A lot of guys take that way too far. That's what the Muslim argument is. Everybody's like, oh, the bitches are going to want to breed with the Muslims now.
It's just mate guarding. It's mate guarding and territorialism. That's it.
To fulfill sexual diversity, you don't have to go that far.
Basically, I think what they don't get is women love sexual diversity.
Women, that's the only thing they think about. That's it. That's their biology. You can fulfill sexual diversity by, say, an Irish man mates with a French girl. Sexual diversity is fulfilled. Or even across the bay, an Icelandic girl.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. My thing is, it's about the difference of genetics.
It's the different
and
genetics
environments
that's
too actually play into that too.
Right, and there's 12 different streams. I think there's 12. Last time I read, there was 12 different streams of the human, and then that just multiplies out to, oh God, I can't remember the exact number. It's 54 million, blah 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 blah. You can look it up. But,
yeah, my thing is that's why it pisses a lot of guys off. I'm like, well, dude, you realize as far as race, they don't mean anything. You know, we're all just humans. They're like, motherfucker. I'm like, what? All right, chill out, because that's actually the truth. And they're like, no. In reality, what they're saying is,
when they start talking about the racism, like we see with like Paul always talks about, they're going to bring the Muslims into Scotland and it's going to ruin Scotland. No, and the girls are going to be fucking brown skinned people, and it's like, wait a second, that's taking it way fucking racist. It's like you're not even accounting for some social programs or some biology things that should happen, and basically maybe it should happen in some societies like island societies. We could look at the what was that little island off of the Isle of Man, and the horrible things that happen on the Isle of Man, or in the West Virginia, in the West Virginia mountains. You know, a little bit of sexual diversity went out a long way in that.
Well, my thing is, as far as humans go, what I've been noticing, I mean, I ain't been alive that long, I guess 27 years, but one of the things I noticed, which seems weird, are motherfuckers literally, because I remember when I was reading, it said something about breed line or some shit like that. So a lot of manipulation with wordplay was going on there, and it was very disturbing to me. Yeah. So in reality, what it comes down to is like I talk about the I don't think, I'm starting to get a thought that maybe people technically can't objectively observe and understand people.
No,
it's starting to seem like that's not a thing. Like literally, because they will never watch their own actions. So you have to have an observer from the observer.
That's exactly it, because they can't understand themselves.
They can't self-diagnose. Yeah, the human being can't do that. It's like they always remove themselves from the group. The human female doesn't do it. The human male doesn't do it. They remove themselves from the group. You know, if you're doing a study, you don't remove yourself from the group study that you're doing, because you're always influencing the outcome. The outcome by the environment of the study. You have to include yourself in there.
Oh, your own mentality is the one observing it.
Yeah, you're not an alien observer. There's no way you can get out of that situation. You're still in a group, and they say that for good reason. And it was with gender dynamics.
Understanding, my thing is, as far as humans, we're pretty much fucked then.
Well, that depends on how.
No. Think about it. So technically, if we can't be the observers of, you know, our own species, actions, behaviors, all that shit, because in a sense, there will be a mental hijacking from our own biology.
Well, that's what's happening in Mgtow. We are the observers. We've removed ourselves from the group so we can observe from a distance. And
I'm speaking in general, Trav. Can I?
Yeah.
No one ever catches when I'm speaking in general. He's like, no, he's speaking specifically on certain people. No, I'm not.
Yeah, in general, for society's means and everything.
So, in a sense, that means that technically they will never say, well, yeah, it was my fault. Yeah, what I'm doing is wrong.
No, they won't.
So they're basically, in a sense, and I'm saying they, and I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about that. They literally are just on a huge march towards destruction, while saying it's the best march we ever had ever.
We're gonna have this great march, and it's gonna just right into the sea. Yeah, but people are narcissistic. Look at you, like I said with George Bush. You know, he's going to keep taking stupid all the way to the end with that. And we have this huge problem of this Iraqi war now, and war in the Middle East. And well, he's still sitting there waiting for someone to validate his claims through history. Well, history's kind of here now, buddy, and it's still fucked.
Yeah, as far as history, number one, people obviously don't understand patterns because they try to
right, you know.
Like I see a lot of the eggheads. They try to like quote these things from history and everything like that, and that's supposed to be like, yeah. And I'm like, whoa, have you paid attention to the modern patterns that are happening with that? What are you talking about? That's not how it works. Number one, it's 2016, 15, whatever the fuck. Egalitarianism is great, and women are equal in laws, and just third wave feminism is a problem.
Third wave feminism is a problem. Yeah.
What the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? Look, do you realize when they say history repeats itself, they're not talking about a specific time. It's just humans, period. That was literally one man's literally observation that, oh yeah, hey, look, you notice people literally there's a trend on their behaviors. No matter what time you catch them in, like if you could actually live forever, you'd see them repeat actions. I'm like a motherfucker.
Oh shit, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about if you don't learn from the past, history tends to repeat itself. You know, it's like guys
and
going
actually,
for
I
this
will go ahead into that little dumbass statement right there. History repeats itself if you don't learn from the past. Wrong. It will still repeat itself any goddamn ways.
Well, I mean,
people are doing that right now.
Partially, I mean,
no, they're doing it right now. Think I'm bullshitting?
Well,
go ahead and start contrasting. Go ahead and start contrasting some things. You'll find out real fast. No, actually, it is still going on. People are literally repeating themselves completely. Oh yeah, but everybody knows about history. That's a class. That's a thing. You can even go to college on it and all that shit, but yet it's still happening. That saying holds no weight at all. And you know it doesn't.
Well, I don't. I think you'd have to qualify that a bit more. I mean, if you're going to say that, like, learning from history, I think what you're saying is like we're ultimately screwed because we can't learn from ourselves, and regardless of whether we can learn from history or not, it's irrelevant because we can't direct ourselves in the first place. Is that kind of what you're saying? Because that would sort of
what? Repeat yourself, fool.
Fool. All right,
we've never been able to observe human nature in an honest capacity, anyways. We'll never be able to do that because it would be too painful.
No, not even painful. The thing is to remove yourself from your own mentality and your biological, basically, impulses. Well, how? I remember the one guy. I wish I could find this fucking thing again. They probably scrubbed the shit off the internet.
Yeah,
the one guy they actually tried to do that with, well, fuck it. What happened to that guy?
I think Mgtow and the red pill is basically we're trying to remove ourselves for the betterment of the planet and everything. We're just in the betterment of ourselves.
We don't care about the planet. We just care about people.
It just so happens to work out well for us and everything, and then it just so happens to work out to be a beautiful program that could work out great for the planet if they just embrace it.
No one cares about the planet. It literally is about people. We don't give a fuck about the planet until it seems like it's killing us.
Yeah, but what do we do with the simps and the white knights and the pussy beggars and those guys that still want to continue fucking everything up? I mean, Christ.
Well, the problem is eventually some dudes turn into those guys.
Yeah, that's when we feel the apathy in this whole thing that we do in Mgtow.
Yeah,
that's what we talked about the other day. It becomes a fucking. You felt it like fuck this. I'm so apathetic about this bullshit. Is I still every day get comments every single day about just put a bitch in it.
I don't know. I'll be back.
Yeah, Joey Aragon and Jeff Burns both have the hammer. I don't know how I feel about that. No, I love that. Yeah, no, I love Joey. He knows I love him. And it's like, okay, Jeff and Joey hit to hammer that stuff away. Let's say who's in the room. Papa Mgtow. No is in the room. That's Joey Aragon. He got a new sign.
Yeah.
No, Sue Slayer.
Papa Mgtow. Yeah, I haven't seen him around in a while.
Papa Mgtow. Who is Papa Mgtow?
You see him
What's
occasionally,
up,
but very
brother?
odd time.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this thing gets way out of hand sometimes, and Mgtow ain't hurting nobody. And actually, if the government would start looking at us without those simp colored glasses on, they say, this thing probably would work out pretty good if we could just get the the TFLers and the NSellers and under control,
And
God,
all the deviants and.
oh, the deviants. Oh my God, that deviant thing.
But having said that, though, I mean, you've got 10 likes now and no dislikes, so that's pretty good. So
Yeah,
no trolls thus far.
there's been no trolls. That'll just fucking go off at a certain point. You'll notice a troll will come in and all of his 16 accounts will. But basically, yeah, how can you not like us talking?
Yeah, I mean, like we don't have anything. I mean, we might be a bit hard hitting with certain facts, but I mean, ultimately, we're for the good of people who want to take that step further, and we're not harming nobody. We're just a bunch of guys trying to, we're realizing that we're not on our own with this one, and we've got some points that are very, very well that have now become well documented because of the internet.
Yeah. Now I want to say at this point that Johnny Midnight just pulled I'm going out to get some milk, honey, and it's been 25 minutes. And he ain't back. He stopped at the bar I'm just going to stop and get one.
Yeah, 7 later, 4 hours later, like
4 years later, he's like, shit. Oh, man.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. I went out for a pack of smokes about a year ago, and I'm back.
Here's Tammy, and here's Jacinta.
Jacinta. I stopped in the Philippines, and they said that I can get a.
They keep telling me not to put a bitch in it, but no, I mean, they never said put 2 bitches in it. I couldn't put 2 bitches in it.
Well, that's how people will work it. They're always looking for the technically.
Well, I mean, if you read between the lines,
I mean, they'd argue with a stop sign. Technically the sign said stop, and my body was actually moving backwards while I was accelerating. So basically my physical body had stopped.
Oh, true. I'm going to smoke this guy.
Who are you going to smoke?
LCM's a fat faggot.
LCM. Who's LCM? Oh, yeah, he got.
Jeff got there before me. Well done, Jeff.
See that? Now look down. 9-1.
Oh yeah.
Immediately we got the. Now he's going to come back with all of his 16 avatars, and it'll be 9-2, 9-3, 9-4. It's like one person. So it says, yeah. So that stuff doesn't mean a whole lot.
But you talk about the stop sign, and I mean, you say they'd argue with a stop sign, but man, if they saw Joey's stop sign, I think they'd really have to halt. You know what I mean?
No.
That's much better.
Yeah, Joey just get an LCM. Why does that guy hate LCM? Living
Clean. I don't
makeup.
know. He was on Stuart Hunker's like stream there like the day before yesterday, and he was getting trolled by like Trans Gamer, and like Stuart just doesn't really want to. He hasn't been doing like live streams for an awful long time, so he hasn't really gotten used to like the control room thing, and he doesn't really assign moderators. So because of that, then all the trolls just get like free reign, and everyone's just like, it's a bit of a mess in there. But I like Stuart. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I like Stuart. Yeah, they were talking comic books today. I have nothing to add when you talk comic books, because I really don't read them.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it into a career, which is a damn fine thing. That's where you can do things. That's when I recognized the Mgtow. If you like comic book, that's fine. But at least consider what you're going to do with that, and if you can make it into a career. He wants to do.
Lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky. That would be a real talent. Now, I think that he should include me in this. And superhero wheelie man. I just come and I do wheelies through gangs.
Joe just pulls weed on his bike in his neighborhood intermittently at all times. It's great.
I just ride around. There goes Wheelie Man.
Oh, look, Stu showed up.
Stu, he was hot lurking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
there he
He
is.
said he'd actually do another stream.
Stuart, Stuart, you're a kick-ass dude, man. How the hell are you?
Yeah, he was doing those drawings on that wall early. I was kind of impressed. He was making the bubble thing on the wall with the.
He's got some dope ass drawings. Say the truth.
Yeah, yeah. All I can think is of he's like putting the bubble 6-pack in, and I was thinking now I have a bubble 1-pack. Oh, why did Derek Lee get deleted? Now see, that's what I wanted. Yeah,
I don't know. Like you always take me off of mod for some weird ass reason. Like I'll be on mod for a couple streams after that's like, nah, I need to remove this dude real quick.
I have no idea how to take people out of mod on this channel. I have no idea where it is.
I'm one of the best mods that ever did it. You know how fast I am and how accurate I am.
Yeah, your trigger is like bam, bam, knew that guy, know that guy, because you know all the
trolls, man. I see them all the goddamn time.
You know all the troll accounts.
Like they love bothering me and gaslighting me and all that stupid shit.
Oh yeah.
One thing is, I do allow some of them to just go ahead and talk. Just go ahead, keep typing shit. Let's see what you got to say.
Go ahead,
let everybody else see what I already know. I need you to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I like to let the trolls go on. So sometimes they have someone just to yell at.
Just 1 second.
Love doing that shit.
Yeah, where is Johnny Midnight? I said he pulled the. He went to get something, and I'm just gonna stop at the bar for one.
Well, he said 25 minutes, which he probably inaccurately measured the amount of time it would take him to do whatever he was doing.
Yeah, he stopped at the bar and he's like, I'm gonna stop. You know, he pulled the going out for a loaf of bread. I'll be right back, honey. Be right back. And my wife used to look at me. Yeah, right. You'll be back in the morning.
That's weird. You know, where the fuck? I don't know. I mean, I know MA is gone and all that other type of shit, but where the fuck is everybody?
Where is? Yeah, I invited Shining Light in. He popped in for a second.
No, if I show up, Shining Light doesn't show up. He's like, nah, fuck it, you got it. It's a weird thing. I'm not gonna get into whatever. I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah.
Oh, it's professional jealousy. You know what you're saying?
It's I don't know. Really.
Man,
like if he's there, I'm not there. I'm sorry. I don't work with those. All right. That level of professionality he's not displaying, not a fashion.
Well, I'll tell you, man, things are going downhill when you see me on here a lot, you know. Say, you know, it's like Jesus. But
I don't give a shit. No problem. Reality, it sounds fucked up, but I'm just in a bad mood today. Whatever.
Just a bad mood
I'm
today.
the same.
Don't pull an MA. Let's breathe. Do Joe's breathing. One in.
Yeah, I haven't attacked anybody yet.
Yeah, I mean, one in and out, and then take a sip of beer. That's Mgtow. What do you call that? Breathing.
There exercise. You go. There you go.
Take a sip of beer. Yell at somebody.
Apparently, Derek Lee is talking shit in the chat room about Paul Wilson. Like, if somebody attacks him, he's not backing down. I'm like, dude, it's fucking Paul Wilson. What are you doing? I don't understand.
We all agree that Paul's. He was actually okay this morning. He wasn't drunk, and he was. I
mean, I had a chat with him about a couple of months ago with IPG, and he was very, very reasonable. I mean, you know, I just take him as I find him, you know.
Yeah,
you gotta right there. You gotta literally think, what's the agenda? What are they after?
Yeah. I just take most guys as I find them, and if they're being reasonable.
No, because you gotta remember, Paul is part of HA's Lackey crew, and they're all on Team Immortal.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, Team Immortal. That's funny.
My thing is, like, I keep trying to tell people, don't teach me how to do things. And the more I get the access to knowledge to, or just seeing what's going on, or more I'm able to find things like easier or more efficient. Well, yeah, I'm not going to let that go. No, of course I'm going to keep knowing that, and I'm going to keep checking on it.
I love that one. Super, like, Immortal said he was going to give me a Super Saiyan punch. I was like, really?
What the fuck? What?
You do know that's not real.
That is mine.
Oh man, that was funny. I was like a Super Saiyan punch. That's so fucking childish.
Well, who gives a fuck? My thing is, that's the reason why HA started getting so pissed off about the word deviant, because he's trying to bring, I guess, his leader back. Which is the reason why I added a bunch of shit together. And as far as annoyed, no, I find it hilarious.
Yeah.
Because to think that shit would work, you're a fucking retard.
Right. Yeah. Now imagine this: we start forming our Mgtow philosophy around Goku and what's that show called?
Well, Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. And then okay, that's what the MRAs did. They started forming their philosophy around something that wasn't real, and then also you have a whole philosophy formed around something that's not real. And then what do you got? You just got a big piece of shit. So, yeah, when you're forming your philosophy around feminism and anti-feminism, you're forming your philosophy around a big piece of shit that ain't real, and it both works out the same way. If Mgtow would just start forming their philosophy around stuff that's like, culturally relevant and culturally real, they would do better. But this is how Alinsky, the whole Alinsky thing, is like, okay, we're going to start doing comic books, and then we're going to start doing like Goku shit. And then like some guy gives this guy a Super Saiyan punch, and that shit's real. It's like, no, that shit is so fucking unreasonable.
Basically, they're making their own fucking windmills.
Yeah, they're making their own windmills. It's the whole delusion. It's like religion, and it's the same thing as they did with in the Christian religion and in the Muslim religion, all those religions. I believe in some kind of creation happened. But and it's like I say with I like McDonald's, but I don't think that fucking Ronald McDonald's real.
Not at all.
It's not at all. No. Yeah, they start going way fucking places with this shit, and they'll take this shit way places based on something that was never real to begin with. It was just a way to project some kind of meaning to people.
Yeah. You know what I think we need to maybe do around here. I think it might not be a bad suggestion for all of us, is maybe make like goals for the month, and then maybe at the end of the month on like a certain day, say like a Saturday or like a Friday or whatever, we could discuss for 1 hour in the live podcast how we all got on with each of our goals and that we've achieved those goals, because I think that's kind of what we're doing. It's
wait a minute, motherfucker. Are you trying to basically put forth positive affirmations?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Like, it's just kind of, or even if you just kind of show how you took steps to complete a goal, or you started a goal. And maybe, goals don't always work out. And that would be a good lesson too. Like a lot of goals that I do, I could talk about some goals in my past that, hey, it just didn't work out.
It sounds good as hell.
And here's the reasons why, and here were some pitfalls that you could try and avoid, maybe, or here's where I got stuck, and I found this thing that I did. Really
this is the problem when it comes down to the really young dudes. You don't understand. That's already happening. It's already.
I know. Well, I'm not saying that it isn't, but wouldn't it be nice sometimes if we could just discuss some kind of, I don't know, just sort of, instead of just stuff that not that this stuff isn't tangible, but just stuff in our own lives that's that's kind of taking shape.
Right.
It might be nice to share.
And number one, really keep it on the real.
That would not be a thing for a live stream.
Yeah.
For a private thing, that would make sense. But for a live stream, hell no.
Real is not get sucked into this whole abstract ideas.
See, number one, it's not a bad idea what you're proposing. What the problem is exactly.
I know it's not bad.
Out loud, as in live stream. Basically, anyone to view, anyone to grab ammo, anyone to do anything, anyone to get triggered, start a little weird ass attack campaign, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Horrible idea.
But we
behind the scenes,
we have the ultimate
example. Private talk, that makes sense.
We have the ultimate example. I was like 18 and I wanted to put a bitch in it, and and then I could show you how this went down and how everything.
Why don't I have a hammer? Even Midtown Music has a fucking hammer. This is bullshit.
You don't have a hammer?
No, I don't got a hammer. You keep taking my hammer away.
Okay.
I don't know why you keep doing that. Yeah, I guess you think I'm
I was on
gonna
that shit.
go rail off and just hammer the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, I was so on that I was going to delete that right away. And where's your avatar at there?
Oh, I got to type something. Hold on.
Yeah, you got to type. So give me something to work with here. Give me something to work with. Okay, I could do it. Well, I can't do it from in here. I can make you. I could give you controls.
What? That doesn't even make sense. There's no such thing as giving controls.
Yes, there is. Didn't you know that?
No, that's not a thing.
Yeah, it is. I can go into control room here, and I can make you. I can give you controls.
That's not a thing.
It is a thing, and then you can make moderators.
That's not a thing. I'm trying to tell you. Remember SL talking about it. You can't do that.
I can do it right now. I'm looking at it.
That's not a thing.
I can share controls with you.
Is it the thing? Like I don't get it.
If I do it, then you'll be able to see it. You can't see it because you're a guest in here. Like if I did it, you would have the controls. You could go, oh, I can eject. I can make moderators. I can
give me controls.
You want controls? See, there's that. Give me controls.
No, I want to see what it looks like so I can know actually how to do it.
Okay. Here, let me give you controls here. But you can't kick anybody out.
I'm not gonna. What Shingles is cool. I mean, he did talk about freestyle in the Mgtow, but this is all cool. It's all good.
There, staying free now has controls.
What the fuck? How the fuck is that an option?
Oh,
where the hell is that even at?
That's on the sidebar. The green one, not the green one. The one with the little switch on there with the light that looks like a control panel.
Yeah.
Yeah. You click on that and then go in, and there's a little arrow on the don't eject yourself. I did that. I ejected myself once. You got to be real careful in there, and you get two options: share controls and eject. You can eject people from there, but like be very careful about what you click on because you could just like eject yourself.
Ejecting yourself is like ejecting yourself. It's a pro bitch move.
It was premature ejaculation. Anyways,
if I click on my own icon, that means, man, no, I don't. Yeah, I can't make myself a mod.
Yeah, now type something in so we can see how it looks when you have control.
Nothing looks the same.
You should have a little king thing.
Nope.
No, you don't have the crown?
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, I thought you'd get a crown with that.
Yeah, you should, yeah.
Yeah, you should get a crown with that. Like
he got instead he got jack shit.
Oh, but he can make moderators, and I don't know if you can moderate with that, can't you?
No, I actually can't. I was about to hit
whatever the fuck moderation. Try giving yourself moderation and the little 3 dots next to your name.
Oh yeah, it only said remove. Look at it, it's like, oh, remove. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that to myself.
Okay, I gave you moderation. You should be able to give yourself moderation.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh well, you learn something new every day. See, you could do that when you have like I used to give like Shining because I hated kicking people out of the podcast. So it's like Shining's like, give me control so I can kick them out.
Oh, they've been changing a lot of shit and making it all screwy. Why, I don't know. It's that whole thing of trying to make something better. Yeah. And technically it wasn't broken.
So I wish those people would just this person would just come around and say, hey, this is me. I'm the troll. And like just kind of
it's hairless ape, literally. He still brings it up while he's still like earlier, it was Stu's cast. And he was doing his Red Dragon sock account. And literally he started saying, I'm in Sweden or Netherlands or some bullshit like that.
Let me go to channel.
And so eventually what happened was he brought up the fact that he was banned. And he's still mad about that.
Yeah.
The man's like, do you see how you expose yourself within your own statements? Your whatever you type, like you don't see that?
You see our KO2 Ben.
And he just kept He just kept trying to gaslight the shit out of people. I remember all his accounts. I'm not fucking retarded. My thing is, he needs to let it go.
Yeah, what you can do is you click on what we should start doing here is clicking on the click on a thing, go to the channel, copy the hover over, take a screenshot, and that way we can start just keeping track of the actual account numbers that came up, and those kind of tell.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, it's true.
You just got to keep a track of the account numbers, not the names, and then like, oh yeah, he was that other guy, and then you can kind of work it back.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, the URL.
Yeah, the URL in the bottom right-hand corner when you hover over it.
Screenshot it.
Now, a lot of these guys are so stupid, they'll use their URL and it'll come up their Google name, and then I know exactly who it is too. Then it's like they don't change something that needs to be changed before they start using socks.
Or they get cocky.
Yeah.
Just careless.
Yeah, carelessness always like. Now you can do that on some pages. It'll tell you the exact, and that's usually how we find out. I haven't done it lately because it really doesn't matter to me. Now he's just being racist there.
Well, he is racist. I said it before.
Yeah, he is racist as crap, and that was something I'd like to talk to Hairless Ape about someday if he ever wants to come in, and I could talk about.
He'll just yell at you.
Why are you so racist?
He'll yell at you and say, "Why are you saying I'm racist? Bullshit! I got black friends and blah blah blah, and you don't care about the guys going through here. Put whatever your race is there." So yeah, it's just nothing but shaming and literally just racist bullshit.
Right.
I'm like this. Like I tell everybody, the moment you start mentioning words like white supremacy or anything like that, or you can't even let race go in a conversation to speak objectively, that's when I know I really don't need to talk to you.
Yeah, but the Muslims are going to come over and take our girls.
It's just so fucking dumb. So apparently, with even in that situation, let's say that is really what's instinctually being driven from that. So you're like, yeah, well, we need to go at those goddamn Muslims. I'm like, well, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, they don't understand it's a total tell on themselves. At first, you want to protect and provide. The second is you feel you need to tournament with another male for that piece of trash. So yeah,
you're not all right, so you're looking over there, but have you ever turned yourself around and look like, all right, so who the fuck is actually who the fuck is even making this a possible thing? What's going on?
Yeah, once you became a Mgtow, that shit shouldn't matter anymore. I mean, yeah, I need another beer. I'm out.
Go ahead, me and Shingles do. We'll go ahead and do some banter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right back. Banter it up.
All right. So I was sitting there at the other cheesesteak factory the other day, and shit was going down. What you talking about?
My boy was saying to me, "You go get me a cheese sandwich, or you get the fuck out of the door, son."
Hey, I don't get too flying fucks because I already got some shit already going.
Oh, well, I mean, I was just coming in here for dessert, really, but yeah, it's all good. Is this role play? Yeah, I like role play. It's good. I can do that.
I don't know. I was seeing where it was going just over one initial statement that made no fucking sense.
It's all good. I don't know. I'm not in a very good mood today. I probably shouldn't be on a live stream. I'll be honest with you.
I'm not good with my goddamn self, but I'm trying to build myself out of it. So what the hell is the problem? Why are you so pissed off and all that?
It's just realizing that relationships just aren't going to be worth it, and just realizing that is indeed the case, and trying to understand that. Just still swallowing the red pill, really,
Not really the red pill. Tell you the truth, it was Mgtow first, then the red pill. A lot of people hijacked it, they're hijacking it now. I got to watch some other things within my free time, and I found out real quickly that exactly a lot of the things, statements that have been going on that they're like, oh, predictions. These fuckers think they're psychic. No, humans really just do those type of things. So it happening, of course, with the Lacey Green thing. I find it hilarious as hell. I see a lot of the men, and the thing is, you have to keep it from going to a misandrous point because it's not good. Because
that's very true.
Yeah, everything's already misandric as fuck in the first place. the thing you have to keep it towards is a balance. That's the reason why vetting is so important. That's the reason why when you deal with in your actual life, you vet the shit out of them. Now, if you don't, well, see, you're basically saying, well, I'm open to everything of exploitation and me being used for destruction and a slave.
Right.
I like the approach as well, where there's vetting, and then there's also like we could do an interview. One of the guys was like, what was making the suggestion last night that maybe we should do like a few podcasts where we interview different Mgtows and see what their kind of story is and their backdrop and things like that. It's not bad.
My thing is that's for you to do, not me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's I used to do that a lot. I haven't not been doing it lately. I used to be pretty good at it, just kind of bring it in. But you always get stuck sometimes. Remember the black pill guy? He was like, oh, man. That's my biggest
black pill represents, damn it, black pill representations.
Yeah, he's okay. But the other black pill, what was it? Black pill.
Bishop, the tranny fucker.
Oh, yeah, the tranny. He was like.
He probably still gets mad to this day that's how he's brought up.
Yeah, five. We had like 5 podcasts, or 5 like off the air, 3 off the air, and then 2 on the air, and then he's fucking hit me with that all of a sudden. It's like,
oh Jesus.
Oh,
yeah, man. I always remember because I was sitting at work.
Yeah, that was something you could have told me about.
Did you say it on air or was it off air?
Right on air. Me and
no, it was on air. I remember the whole time I'm sitting there just like because I was actually pretty new. Well, I really didn't type much do anything, and I remember right there in that moment, it's like, wait, well, what the fuck did he say? I'm just sitting there like, what?
What did he say? He wants
like, even the people in the chat was like, what the fuck is happening? What?
Yeah, the chat just lit up like it, or was that like pause for a second?
Yeah, it was a slight pause. I was sitting there like, I know my wife.
For a while, and we were all just kind of sitting there like, like, it is like, yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, this ass got booted like a motherfucker.
Yeah, immediately on the background it was shining like, give me motherfucking controls.
It was like, what the fuck was that?
I was shell shocked for a second. I was like, oh.
Everybody was. I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm going through red pill. I got some shit going in my life, all fucked up, and I'm sitting there at work. Because what I used to do was when I had my desk job, I'd work out like a motherfucker. I make sure it's out of view so nobody could see. Because you know how a lot of people, I don't know, they're full of shit nowadays. You fucking take your shirt off and work out. All of a sudden, apparently, you're just a dude just doing some inappropriate shit. Because you know women are mad. Normally old bitches are complaining about that. They're just old and angry because they got flustered and they know you're not gonna fuck them. And so I'd go ahead and I was watching that after I got done with that, and it just seemed to come about out of nowhere because I remember seeing them on there on different ones. Because yes, I'm one lurking motherfucker. And he started like the tranny talk. I don't know. The tranny talk got literally just pushed out.
Yeah.
And I guess he thought like it was the last bastion. Like, yeah, I gotta put this tranny agenda here.
Yeah, that was quite a public recantation there. Like, yeah, it's like
no, because everybody there literally, I don't remember any of the account names or anything like that.
Yeah, that was awful. So, you kind of, I had that one guy too. He was like, he lived in my area, lived like southeast, and I thought, well, this guy's going to be, and he set like 4 days up. We talked for like 4 days, and I was like, the day I was going to bring him in on the podcast, he was like, and it's like, and you're a fag. And he was like, gotcha. And I said, you just wasted 4 days of your life for that?
Yeah. To them, that means something.
I was like, wow. Yeah, they were like, got him. His big story in life is how he trolled Traversable Mgtow. It's the ultimate.
The thing is, what he doesn't understand is, people don't give a fuck about hearing about Mgtow at all.
No.
They don't care.
Either
they
you
don't
are
give
or you're
a fuck.
not.
Like literally, when it comes down to like the general blue pill public, they don't give a fuck.
No, they don't get it. They're just slave bots on this farm.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about it. Just like, yeah, that's cool. But fucking Cindy is telling me to go over there and hit that. So whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, they'll take that. I love that. Now, I get it all the time. You'll be just talking about some like some I don't know, like cigarette wrappers or something, and then the super simp is like, well, Cindy uses these kind.
Who gives a shit about that?
Yeah, and then it's all of a sudden because her pussy is like, it's like don't want to know.
Don't give a flying fuck.
Oh,
That's
now
the
he's
thing.
using the dragon. So
Yeah, Hell say won't stop. He's still mad because I guess for some odd reason, I keep trying to tell MA he doesn't understand that he's part of the problem for this shit. When he talks to these dudes and he brings on a sense of reconciliation, that he's in their minds, it's like it's a group, and they're basically like, all right, so one of y'all said I was cool, so that means I'm cool with all y'all.
Yeah, all you guys.
No,
gotta like me. Yeah. But I was listening to that thing that MA did, and he had the whole hairless ape, and then every other word was traversable Mgtow, and then I realized how fixated he is on me, and then I realized how sad that is of a mental illness.
Well, yeah, I pointed out before, like he really is, like that's what it really always came down to.
I mean, he's really, really fixated just on me, and it's like you could just change that channel anytime you want and do your own shit. And that's what I want to say to him right now.
No, because he wants basically, in a sense, you were the one who, in his mind, this is how it goes. I could tell just by talking to him. In his mind, 3 years ago, or where in the fuck it was your chat, your channel. You were the one who basically ejected him. You were the one who said, no, we're not talking to him. So with people like that in their minds, well, since you're the one who did that, you're the one that I have to convince and blah, 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 all that shit.
Yeah, I can't even remember if I was the one. I usually never. I was probably one of the. It was probably. Well, I know who ejected.
Well, you saw what happened to Mexican Mgtow. You talked to him one time, and all of a sudden, bam, he just like, all right, it's all good. So Mgtow, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it might be my perfect white beard. Like, yeah, that pisses off a lot of people. When you add the kufi with that, and my green eyes, like. Man, I just ride down the road and people get mad at me. They don't even know why they get mad.
So yeah, it's one of those things where he's on a complete mission for acceptance. Like I wish I would have had this. I thought I had a screen. No, it was on when I was doing the OBS thing, where I showed like, yeah, he literally was like, yeah, well, I'm not unbanned. Well, why the fuck would I unban you? What? Nigga, we ain't cool.
Yeah, okay, I'll go in. I don't know how to unban him on this channel.
Oh, yeah, bad. It is a bad. We walked through this before a different day.
Yeah,
it's not a good idea.
I can't unban him because then I don't want him ever coming in here and figure if he was actually smart, he'd figure out how to do the whatever I did the other day to him.
Yeah, so don't do that because you already. Well, number one, remember you let him in one. I kept trying to tell you it was a bad idea. Let him in one time and went to hell.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, duh.
Yeah, that happened fast the other day. It's like he went from one subject to another, like within like 2 seconds, and then my head exploded.
And he had to get booted.
Yeah, it was like, God damn it, you can't do that shit. Oh.
Yeah, remember that because that stream had to get taken down because of the shit he was pulling.
Yeah, I think he went like, hypergamy is like this, and then it's because of Trav.
Yeah, one thing is like, well, like at this point, like, yeah, because I already told SL why I even was talking to the motherfucker. So whatever he wants to say, whatever he wants to do, he can go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever recordings, OBS, whatever, go ahead, show him. Don't care.
Yeah.
I can explain exactly why I did all those things. I've actually already explained that completely. The thing is, there's a lot of shit he really needs to work through because if it's one guy that is your main obsession with talking to, that's an issue.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I've seen like 4 podcasts. Like, to go talk to a lot of those other guys. There was that expat podcast, which is pretty cool. And then there was another podcast, and then the IPG did a podcast, and then like
no, IPG didn't do no podcast today, man.
I thought I just seen one.
Did he? Is he doing one?
Or is he doing one? IPG vegan cheated account abused by crazy XGF. I don't know what that's coming from.
No, Xena is doing a podcast with Liz.
Oh,
Stephanie.
Stephanie? Yeah, it's Stephanie.
Knuckles doing one. Goodfellas doing one.
Goodfellas doing one? Yeah.
I don't pay attention to that dude.
Yeah, he disappointed me because it wasn't what I thought. He was like he had that great voice and everything, the Scottish voice and everything for a long time, and then he put his face up there, and I was like, oh.
No, I just didn't like what it was saying after a while.
Yeah, exactly what I thought you were. But he was always the MRA type. I would sleep with he would sleep with Karen in a minute if he got a chance.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, he's like. I love that. Now that David Goldfart's praised, that's really creative. That's really creative. Creative avataring. No, that should be reported too, actually. Oh wow. Well, how long have we been going here? 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah.
Almost 3. It's going to come up on the 3-hour mark, and
I was going to go myself, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, shingles, because you were in like whatever fucking area of the world that's not matched up with our time zones, and we hate you for it.
Yeah, Johnny came back. Johnny pulled the going out for milk thing with us.
Oh yeah, and I bet he got milk.
Oh, yeah.
My thing is, tell you the truth, a lot of guys have been expressing how they like the private hangouts more. That as far as the public ones, they're like, that's cool, but the private ones, they seem to actually have, it seems to be more constructive in a sense.
Yeah. I was thinking about trying.
We're just a bit more loose, maybe. I don't know, or else I don't know.
Well, there's not in a sense, the eyes that are watching you.
Yeah.
There's not a random eye there.
A random eye.
And in a sense, to tell you the truth, you can say whatever the fuck you actually are feeling or saying or want to.
Right.
And then eventually what happens which in any social order, you eventually decide on who will be allowed and who will not. You decide on, oh no, well, this is the type of people we want here. This is not who we want here.
I'll get it.
Sometimes.
I got it.
I don't know. So what we're gonna do is let me beat around the bush. What I'm basically saying is we're going to go private. We're just going to drink some beer and we're going to talk shit about everybody watching. You're all stupid. Just put a Sargon.
Yeah, you're all stupid. That's the Sargon effect.
You're all stupid. Like, no, it's not me. He's talking about you. That's it.
Who got that before me? Who deleted him?
No, Mgtow Music's been quick as shit. Like, I don't know what it was, but like normally he's like the slowest one on it. But he's been like literally he just outbeating me every time.
Oh yeah. Now that he gave himself away there with the next one because that's the picture he uses on another account.
Oh Jesus.
Well, he can have fun all he wants. I already know exactly who it is, what they're doing, why they're doing it. And my thing is that doesn't mean anything's gonna change. Your harassing doesn't mean shit.
Right. Yeah.
You're basically a child mad.
He's a child. He's so childish and with all that stuff, and it's so sad. It is so sad.
Attention don't mean a goddamn thing to me.
Yeah. Okay, well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this thing up so I can cook something and get Dougie outside and do all those wonderful things I need to do with life. And then SFM can have his podcast.
No. I don't feel like it today. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody knows how short I was with even y'all.
Yeah.
So, podcast, somebody comes in. Yeah, all right. Let's see how well that goes.
Yeah, just get yourself a couple beers and sit back and throw a steak on the grill and throw beer cans at your neighbors.
No, I'm just going to talk to this guy and maybe know some stuff that's funny that I didn't pay attention to.
Okay. Well, with that, who's going to do the closing?
Shingles.
Well, guys, it's about that time right now where we're going to come to the end of this podcast, and I'd like to thank my two gentlefolk here. We got Trav and we got SFM, and this is Shingles, and we are over and out. So thanks to all you guys for listening, all you guys in the chats, everyone else out there, all you motherfucking lurkers, and thanks for being Mgtow.